together, and I can't run any faster. It will end before it starts. And I'm up against a wall. How can it be growing taller? I'm high on adrenaline. I see the world burning in a vision. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Feel it in my veins, no drugs can do the same. Blood in the wind. Is this what we created? Where have we started? Did I lose my mind? I'm up against a wall, on the edge, seconds till I fall. I'm high on adrenaline. I see the world burning from within. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Hands up as you fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as you fall, spinning faster. Hands up as we fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as we fall, spinning faster. Hands up as we fall, don't know anything at all. Hands up as we fall, spinning faster.
Since you left, I give my breath to cigarettes. Since you left, I try my best to forget. I can't escape the love we made, it follows me. I can't escape from your love. And I've been rolling the dice with Aphrodite, spending my nights without you beside me, throwing some darts in bars with the queen of hearts.
He puts it in 0 seconds remaining! He seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through!
He's gonna get the shot! He's gonna put it in! Back to back! On the backward, can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net!
High off the backboard here. Opportunity! Here comes the shot!
Is this serious? No, hold on. Surely this can't. Oh my lord!
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open thing on the goal line! He did not nearly over! Sweet! It comes through! The venom! The improbable! The impossible! The 4-time champions!
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League where the grind continues. I'm joined in the booth by Rockerman. Rockerman, we've got match day 4 upon us here, and we got 3 really exciting matches for y'all today. All right, real quick. I'm gonna cut you out. You are muted apparently, so gonna have to. I'll cut in for you real quick.
You know what? That could be useful. That could be useful. Hey, you know what? First stream on the new PC flip. You know, we gotta just keep everyone guessing, keep them on their toes. But I appreciate that. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited to be back for conference play. That's what I was saying, and I was shouting out C Money, the big old C Money, 32 months. Much love to see Money, but yeah, I'm back, excited for week 2. Conference play, a lot of good matches here on stream tonight. A lot of good matches around the league as well. So yeah, it should be exciting. I can't wait.
Yeah, we are getting this first match here in the Chally League, and Rocker Man, I'm gonna ask you to not show any bias tonight. We have your org, but a team that you played for many, many seasons in the Chally League, Ascension, going up against Snowstorm's Ascension team, who, I'm pretty sure they're 2-1 right now. They lost to the Venom team, who was like really, really good, and everybody's picking them to win it all right now. So your team is like really high power ranked. I'm pretty sure they're number 6 right now. Snowstorm, they're undefeated. They're number 5th in the power rankings. These two teams kind of battling for, potentially a playoff spot like in the future here, Rocker Man, because like you said, we're in conference play. Like these two teams, they're gonna have to. They're kind of in that same group of teams in Chally League, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of good, solid teams in Challenger League, and unfortunately, I did drop down to Prospect League this season. You don't have to remind me, Flip. I'm just kidding, but yeah, no, these teams are definitely solid. Snowstorm has been looking good this season. I've been impressed, and obviously Ascension. I got a little more knowledge about Ascension, but yeah, they've got kind of that 4-man roster going here. Tricky, Thatchy, Mobamba, and Bowser. Unfortunately, Bowser could not make it tonight, so they're running back the first stream match lineup, which we saw. With Tricky, Thatchy, and Mobamba. But yeah, that Snowstorm team is looking good. Definitely led by iTrots this season thus far. He's been a big man. Crate's the captain as well, looking good. So we'll see how it ends up turning out for them. But I think either way, we're in store for a good matchup. The Challenger League has a lot of really good teams. 4 undefeated teams still at 3-0, and Ascension right in that fifth seed at the moment. Snowstorm at 2, so it's gonna be a good one, Flip. I'm excited to get things underway.
Yeah, and we are gonna go ahead and hop right in here, Rocker Man. You didn't give me a prediction, by the way, so I'm gonna hold you to that. But I'll give mine first. I think it's gonna go 5. I think these two teams are very evenly matched, but I'm gonna have to take my boy iTrots, repping that Fez clan. So take my boy iTrots and the Snowstorm in 5 here, Rocker Man. Who do you got?
You know what? No bias here, Flip. I'm gonna go with Ascension in 4 right here. I think they're solid. They didn't get too much of a warm up, but I'm trusting in Mobamba. He's been a big player so far this season. I think Tricky's been getting more comfortable as well. So I'm really expecting Ascension to do some good things. But you know what? Hey, maybe the caster's curse right there is Crates is gonna come through and bang in the first goal.
Only took 20 seconds here, and all it took was a nice shot here from Crates to sneak that one in. Like you said, Mobamba has been a huge player here. Just that goal wasn't able to get enough on it to get that save. He has been the #1 player rated in all of Chally League so far at the start of the season. Only played 3 series though, so a lot of season left to play. Ascension, a lot of game left here, as they still have 4.5 minutes. They are down 1-0 though. They are starting to ramp up some pressure now as Tricky tries to get that ball mid, but iTrust is able to get a long clear down to Goose, who kind of flailing at it, but he didn't have any boost. He still gets a great 50 though. Thatcherat not going to get a touch, and iTrotz is up, going for the double touch here. Thatcherat's going to get that epic save. Now Goose looking for the shot. No, it's going to be a pass to Trotz. Could have been a great play, but a great save there from Tricky. Crates continuing this pressure from the Snowstorm. Ascension holding on well. Another save here for Tricky. Goose keeping that ball in the corner. Finally, that ball popped high. Get that ball cleared. Rockman, it was a scary little possession there, but now Ascension on the counterattack can be threatening.
Yeah, that one, they held off on the defensive end. A couple good shots. iTrotz almost backed one in there, but Ascension, the defense is strong there for sure. And that was one thing we saw, I believe, in the first series, is they had some good defense and were able to counterattack against Venom. As here's an attempt there, but Goose with a great demo on the backside, wiping out that third attacker right there and shooter. So Snowstorm doing well on the offensive end right here to keep the pressure and not really let Ascension get anything rolling yet.
Oh my goodness, Rocker Man, that is a snipe from Crates into the top right corner. The bump from Goose helped as well, but what a shot here from Crates. Just perfect placement. You can't do better than that. And Ascension go down 0-2 here, Rocker Man. Their defense was holding on, but another one slips through.
Yeah, and that's another great bump there. Goose has been really a menace in the back line here. Up for Snowstorm, taking down Ascension and cutting him off. Here's a nice little pass play. Mobamba trying to get to it, but can't. And yeah, Goose finding those bumps, that's a big thing that you can do here, especially once you get them in the leagues like Challenger League. You know, bumps are going to be crucial. Bumps and demos are key to, trying to break through these defenses. A lot of really solid players. As this one flicked towards the net, and Thatchy's going to come through. Ascension going to get on the board here in game one.
Yeah, Trotz, last man back here, left in kind of a 3-on-1 situation almost, as Thatcher at that third man was able to receive that pass, but it's got to be better from iTrots. He is a player that's, I expect to kind of dominate this league. He's currently 1,702s right now, and so if that's fraudulent or not, well, we'll find out this series, I guess, because that one definitely should not have gone in. That was also an opportunity here for Ascension. Mobamba just did not commit to it. Trotz just able to get a touch there as he clears it to the corner. Goose with no boost now, trying to get a ball cleared. Gets it one touch past Thatchy Rap, but Mobamba pops out one high, and Trotz gets demoed. Goose, can you make the save? Wow, great touch there. I don't think it was on target, but still, Ascension definitely would have liked a goal there to tie it up. Halfway through this first game, it's 1-2 in favor of Snowstorm. Ascension seem to be bouncing back a little bit here, but now the Snowstorm onslaught is starting to continue here as Crates trying to get that ball over to Goose. Goose trying to get a touch past Thatchy Rat. Not going to happen there as Thatchy pops that ball off the backboard, and Trotz able to get the ball cleared, but it's only as far as Mobamba. Mobamba with a fake and panic, and a novice moment comes through here in the Challenger League, Rocker Man. That is not what you want to see on stream.
Yeah, Goose just misses, Crates just misses, and the ball just flies there. Thatchy almost misses because of how slow it was. He's going to get credit for the goal, but I mean, it's a little bit of chaos there, yeah, in the Challenger League. Not really expected, but I mean, hey, sometimes it does happen right there. Ascension happy to find the second on the board, able to tie things up.
They have looked a lot better in the past, 2 minutes of this game. It seems like Snowstorm kind of slowed down. Crates, he's trying to shut me up right now with that full field air dribble with a little pop from Goose. Crates takes it the rest of the way. Great shot here.
Yeah, and a little bit of an awkward touch goes right into Crates. He was ready, and I think Mobamba just got caught out. Wasn't expecting the ball to come that quick, and Crates with a good carry right there, able to take it all the way across the pitch. Good control, able to finish it off and retake the lead.
Hat trick here for Crates in game number one. Crates looking for another one here as he was going for the double touch. A good touch there, though, from Mobamba. But Trotz with a nice dunk. Mobamba has to clear that ball long. Tricky couldn't get there. Goose now a little awkward. Has to clear that to the corner. Mobamba's going to get a touch off the back wall, but Trotz is there to pick that one up. Two Ascension players in this corner can be super dangerous, especially when their thirds all the way back like that. There's going to be free pressure here for the Snowstorm. And now Crates looking for a pass mid, but a good counterattack now. But Goose able to make one touch. Trotz not there in time. Just no sense of urgency. Doesn't sense Thatchy Rat behind him, and Thatchy Rat makes him pay.
Yeah, that's a good little outlet there. Mobamba to Thatchy, and you're right. This not sensing that Thatchy's going to come back for that one. Trotz stays low. Thatchy comes high, able to send it into the net.
Great punish there, and Rocker Man, we got 2 hat tricks on both sides. Both teams have all their goals assisted as well. Both these teams, I feel like they match up super well into each other. They're both playing really solid Rocket League with good counterattacks as well. But who will come out on top? Who will make that final goal count? That is the question. Minute left here. Good clear there from Trotz as Tricky has to clear that one over to Thatchy Rat. Good pass there. Way to keep possession, not just giving that ball away. But Goose is going to get still another long clear. Ascension taking their time, trying to get some control. That pinch, though, going to go after Trotz. Trotz with a little bit of time. Trotz going for a late shot there as Tricky was able to get in front of it. Goose now looking for a pass mid. That one could have been an opportunity. Nobody close enough, though, to capitalize. Trotz getting a dunk on Mobamba as Thatcher at now looking for the clear. That ball cleared as far as Crates. Crates, not a great touch as that ball is going over to Tricky. Goose is already up, though. Great touch from Goose. But Mobamba has a banging clear. Trotz, you need the read. He has it. Clears it to the corner. That's pass one. Trotz going for the air dribble over to another, but Thatcher had him red. Crates now to the sidewall. Tricky's going to be there. Ascension just collecting it. They're playing far enough back to where they can't get counterattacked like that again. But the shots, sometimes they just work. That one doesn't go in. The save from Thatchy Rat. 4 seconds remaining. Trotz gets dunked by Thatchy Rat, and that ball should bring us to overtime. Very scary there on the goal line, Rocker Man, but Ascension survive.
Ooh, that's a clencher right there. No, they're gonna put it in right in overtime. Mobamba comes through. Ascension surviving the pressure, and then 3 seconds into overtime, the kickoff, it goes right to Mr. Mobamba, who sends it in. And Ascension, I mean, the defense there, Flip, I really thought that they were for sure gonna get scored on at the end, but somehow they survived. They were able to block it away and find the finisher there. So well played by both teams, really. I mean, scoreboard very, very even there. Ascension just a little more on the demo heavy side, but you know, things are very even. That game could have gone either way, and that's kind of what we saw in that first match against Venom, where it seemed like a couple of those games could have gone either way, but Ascension, they were the ones to squeak this one out.
You know, Thatcher at 42 had himself a game today, or this game, Rockerman. Game 1,
Yeah.
definitely a great showing for him. He shot 3 goals on 1 shot. Like, that's just insane efficiency. Like, I don't think 300% shooting. This man, someone give this man an award or something. That's absolutely unbelievable. Krates had himself a nice game. Trotz on the defensive end, he had a couple mistakes that led to goals, but as a whole, he was their foundation. He was that rock. And he made a couple missed touches. He didn't feel Thatcher coming up behind him on that 1 goal. And little mistakes like that, whenever you are that third man, they're just that much more costly, Rocker Man. And so I'm going to need to see a little bit better out of Trotz. But as a whole, this series is so close, and Game 2 is honestly anybody's to take at this point.
Yeah, no, like I said, I think there's a lot of positives for both teams. You mentioned Krates put in the hat trick. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough. And yeah, you do need Trotz to step up here, top player on the team. He's got to step up big here in this game number 2 if they're going to want a chance. And yeah, I was very impressed with Thatchy in that first game as well. Obviously, 300% shooting, probably not replicable in game number 2. I'd love to see him try. But, you know, I think he played really well compared to the first match that we saw with him. So very impressed with him. If he can step up again, Ascension will be in a good spot. But Snowstorm, I expect them to bounce back here in the second game.
Good play there from Trotz, trying to get that counterattack going. And you know, we saw a lot of demos come out from Ascension. Trotz got 1 there for the Snowstorm. They only had 1 all game long, and usually that's not a great recipe for success up here. Goose was bumping, though, getting in the way, so they weren't always demos. They weren't always on the stat sheet, but they were trying to get physical, so we'll see if that continues here in game number 2. That pop shot, though, is going to be a little dangerous, as Mobamba doesn't get the greatest touch. Goose, though, just can play it to the corner, and Snowstorm getting a little mixed up here. Krates keeps that ball up high, trying to keep that pressure up, keeping Ascension awkward. They're not able to get these clears out like they would want to. And Trotz now looking for the pass across. Krates is there. Krates passing it back across. Trotz gonna put it back mid. Somebody please shoot on targets. What is happening, Snowstorm? Just playing, no, you take the ball. No, you take the ball. Rockerman, one of these guys need to be a little bit more selfish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, you love selfless Rocket League, and there's some selfless Rocket League right there as Tricky gets up for it. A great pass from Thatchy, able to send it across, and yeah, no, that's just well played right there, and that's what we were looking for in the Snowstorm end. Wanted to see that from them. But yeah, you're right. They had a couple passes across the net, but just a little bit out of position to find that final shot. And that was the difference right there from their attack here. So if you're Snowstorm, got to clean up the rotations just a little bit, be a little bit tighter, be a little bit closer, ready to shoot those shots.
That's the great shot I was looking for. Goose is going to have that one for the corner. I kind of thought it was Krates there because this shot was just so beautiful, and Krates was hitting those earlier. But Goose says, hey, he's not the only shooter on this team. Puts that one right behind Mobamba and ties this game up early. Rockerman, these two teams, they have been so evenly matched this entire series so far. Now, you know, a 1-0 or a 1-0 until a 1-1 immediately. These two teams look like they always have an answer for one another. Do you have anything that one team is kind of sticking out for, like, or sticking out with here, like with their gameplay? Because honestly, these two teams, they look dead even to me right now.
Yeah, I think they're pretty close here. I think Ascension, with those demos in the last game, it kind of opened up some more spaces. They're bringing this one off the post right there, almost an opportunity. And it feels like they've had maybe just a little bit more pressure, as that one is going to be tipped a Goose on the goal line. Going to deny it away. What a play right there from Goose. But yeah, no, I think Ascension, they've had a little bit more threatening shots, at least in this one. Obviously, Snowstorm did in game number 1, but game number 2 right now, Ascension finding each other with those passes, finding those threatening shots, I think has been just a little bit more of the edge. But again, like you mentioned, these teams are so close. You know, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if either of them found the next goal here.
Who will take the next lead? might be the final lead change. Probably not, though. These two teams, they're always going at one another. Is now Crate's trying to find another play here. Snowstorm, they were in their defensive end for a while there. Now they're on the offense, and Trotz is trying to sneak one past the defense there to the corner, but it's going to go out to Crates. Crates looking for the 50. Trotz able to get a pop to stop that ball from rolling all the way to his half, but Tricky's able to pop that ball high. Now Crates, last man back, has a little bit of time. Not that much time, though, as he is able to pop over one. Mobamba's able to get the answer. Trotz, no touch coming through. Goose able to get that pop out. Now Crates on the counterattack. Pops that ball up high. Tricky needs the touch here. He does, but it's over straight to Goose. Goose with the shot. That's your out the save. Trotz with the follow. Trotz with the finish. And Snowstorm take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and this is some great pressure right here, forcing a double commit from Ascension, not communicating right there, and iTrot just comes back. Mobamba, not enough time to get back to that one, and that's how you can break a defense down right there. You put a threatening shot towards the net, force a double commit, and then find the follow. A lot better than we saw in that very first possession from Snowstorm. They're able to find the back of the net.
Definitely what you want to see if you're Snowstorm. You know, they held on the defensive end, they were able to score on the offensive end, and then they give up another one right as I'm complimenting them. It's just too perfect. If you like, I don't know how else they could imagine it right here. A great pass here though from Tricky, but a really bad challenge from Crates. Rocketman, whenever you challenge on the wall, you want to get above the ball and on the wall at the same time, so it can't go above you and it can't get past you. And he just did everything wrong in that play, and it results in a tied game here, Rockerman, but I'm just saying, as a whole, Snowstorm, there's just too many lapses. As now here's one for Ascension. Rockerman, I'm trying to pass the cast to you, but these guys, they just want to keep scoring. I don't know.
Yeah, this one just pops up. Goose gets the touch, and Tricky just doesn't get the hit he was looking for. Crates are just waiting just in case, able to find it in. But yeah, you brought up a good point. Yeah, that is a very good point about the wall there. More oftentimes than not, the pinches are going to go up on the wall, so you do want to challenge a little bit higher when you're in that area, when you're pushing on your own back wall. At least challenge high, and cut off any high shots coming towards your net, which Snowstorm didn't do. And then Ascension on the other end, they didn't quite find the connection they were looking for on the backboard, so resulting in Snowstorm retaking the lead here. And a great 50 coming down, but Goose is going to clear it out, and now 40 seconds remaining. Snowstorm looking poised to try to tie this series up, but Ascension, we've seen it. They've had a couple of really good answers here in this series thus far. See if they can find one in the last couple seconds.
Gonna try their best, and the pressure is starting to mount here. The defense from Snowstorm, it looks solid until it doesn't, and I mean that like wholeheartedly. They make one giant mistake, it feels like, and that's what results in these goals. But other than that, the defense has been solid. They are, with a 1-goal lead, trying to tie up this series. Crates and Trotz do double commit here. Mobamba trying to get that ball cleared now, trying to get a pass mid. Gets it past Trotz. Tricky's there. A little pop over Goose. No, it's not. Goose just able to make the touch. Dashurat's not finished, though. Trotz has to get the clear. He does. Mobamba's waiting back. Mobamba with the flick over one. Mobamba's going to have to get a follow. He does to the corner. That ball's going to fall. Snowstorm tie up the series 1-1 here.
Yeah, Snowstorm, great performances from them there, capitalizing on mistakes and, really putting some good pressure on the net there. And once again, like we mentioned, a very even game. One stat to look at, though, demos on the other side. This time it completely flipped in this game. 6-1 in favor of Snowstorm in this game number 2. And it looked like the difference. It was a 1-goal game. The demos definitely opened up some space. So, I mean, maybe flip. It's just the battle of the demos that we need to keep our eyes on, because whoever's won the demo battle in these games thus far has won those games. And now we got ourselves a tied series.
Yeah, no, literally it has been one team getting some demos, getting some goals. And I feel like a lot of these demos, they don't even have to be on the offensive end, Rocketman. Sometimes it's on the defensive end. They're getting some nice defensive demos to alleviate a lot of pressure or prevent a shot from coming through. And so both these teams doing a good job of that. Just both these teams doing it in one game, not the other. So a little bit more consistency from these teams. That's what you would hope to see as the series continues, but both these teams are adapting to each other. They're trying to learn from, the previous games as well, because right now, like I said, it's neck and neck. Both these games, 1-goal games. I imagine this game probably going to be a 1-goal game here. I took Snowstorm in 5. It's looking like we might go there, but we got to get a winner of Game 3 first, as Ascension start us off with a little scare on the defensive end, still able to make a great save and try to get us out. Crates now trying to show us what he's capable of. Had that hat trick was a little quiet last game. A great demo on the back end from Mobamba. That ball not going to get through as Trotz gets a great spawn. I don't know who he's paying off at Psionics, but did a great job there to stop that ball from going mid. Now Trotz is going to have a not-so-great flick and give Mobamba the ball. That can be dangerous. Rockerman Mobamba makes him pay.
Yeah, and Mobamba, the leader of this Ascension offense, most times here just sets it up, just sends it in right over the top of Krates, right under the bar. Well placed by him, able to send that one in the back of the net here. And Ascension going to start the scoring off first.
Now, can they keep it up? Every time Ascension scored last game, it was Snowstorm answering right back. That one almost went through. Krates had a great shot just off target, though. So Trotz now trying to find the answer. That one gonna hit the crossbar. The woodwork saving Ascension a couple times right there, but sometimes the woodwork being your fourth man, there's no better fourth man you could ask for sometimes, Rocker Man, as Ascension, they're counting their blessings there. Now, they need to continue the pressure. I want to see someone take a 2-goal lead. We saw Snowstorm do it in game 1, then they gave it up and lost the game. I want to see Ascension take that 2-goal lead, try to start expanding it a little bit, putting on some more pressure. Instead, it's going to be Trotz trying to get that ball clear, and both these teams fighting back and forth. Ascension now with an opportunity. Mobamba had a nice fake. Snowstorm trying to get anything they can to get out of their half, but Ascension keeping them there pretty solid now, as a great touch there. Krates is going to have to be awkward, and Trotz has to get that clear. Not a great clear, though. Krates able to get the follow-up. Minute and a half into this game, Rocker Man, it's been Ascension on the offensive end a lot. Snowstorm still able to strike with these counterattacks, but it's still only a 1-0 lead here for Ascension.
Yeah, Ascension, they've had some sustained offenses. A big miss comes down on the backboard there as they're trying to drop it down. But yeah, Ascension, they have had some sustained offense, but Snowstorm, after that first one, they haven't cracked quite yet. So I got to give them props for holding it down, but you really don't want to see that sustained pressure on your end as Trotz is trying to drop it down and drop it in, but he cannot. So Snowstorm, they're finally able to get it out. Is this one again dangerous? And now Snowstorm mounts some pressure of their own. Yeah,
it seems like every minute these two teams, they switch off. All right, y'all's turn to play defense. So, okay, now it's your turn to play defense. So okay, it's my turn to play offense. It's just these two teams, they're so even, it feels like. Now, a miss there could have been detrimental. Mobamba didn't expect it, though. And now the counterattack can come through. Snowstorm with a little passing play. Krates to Trotz, just not enough to get past Tricky. Snowstorm trying to start their offense going. Goose, who had that nice shot to tie the game back in game number 2. Trying to get him going here. Trotz now, who's been a lot of the offense so far in this game for Snowstorm, haven't been able to convert on anything, but the more the pressure mounts, the more threatening it becomes here. As Krates with a good 50. That ball lofted high. Trotz gonna leave that one for Thatchyrat, as Goose now has to try to take a touch. That ball gets past him, though, in an awkward bounce here. Krates just has to put that ball high. Trotz trying to get a follow. Excuse me, he does. As now Tricky able to get a long clear. Krates pops it over him, though. A little awkward here. Thatchrat's gonna have to save Mobamba there, as Thatchrat couldn't get a follow-up touch. That ball could bounce mid. Still awkward as Krates puts it in. No, it's saved by Tricky. Might have been off target as well, but still threatening opportunities here, but it's Ascension with the counterattack. That's not going to go through. Thatchyrat now trying to take control. Not a lot of booster work, but does get a good 50 towards the midfield, but it's only as far as Goose. But Mobamba's there. Mobamba going for the reset. No, he's going for the air triple. That ball almost snuck through. Thatchyrat now with the shot. Over 2. Gets Ascension a 2-0 lead here in game 3.
Yeah, this is good by Mobamba, forcing 2 players to jump there. Tricky, he doesn't get up to it. I don't know if it works as a fake, but, you know, it's going to work out regardless right there. As Thatchy's going to come through as a third man to clean it up, and Ascension, the pressure a little bit too much for Snowstorm to handle right there, as they're able to find the back of the net. And now they got what you asked for, Flip, the 2-goal lead.
2-goal lead, and I want to see them hold it now. It's only a minute remaining. Snowstorm definitely not looked like the offensive threat that they have looked like in these past couple games. You know, they scored 3 goals in these past 2 games, and they haven't scored a single one in this one at all. Ascension, got to credit their defense, as well as their relentless offense, as they're now trying to continue that pressure. Tricky's going to look for a shot, gets saved away by Trotz. Now the counterattack's going to try to come through, but Mobamba's already there, not allowing anything out of this Snowstorm half. That's a good pass down to Thatchyrat. Thatchyrat gets his shot saved by Krates. Trotz not going to get a touch. Tricky, time on the ball. He's got some boost. He's got a reset. That one's going to go wide, and Krates is going to have control. Krates taking his time. Looking for a good 50. Gets it past one. Krates trying to get that ball mid. It's mid to Trotz. Trotz in the air. gets stopped by Thatchy Rat now. Gonna go for the bump on Crazy, and he gets a great one. A good shot there from Gusto as Mobamba gets an awkward touch. Trot's gonna try to drop this one down. Not gonna get that shot on target. Does get cleared away. Now Trot's gonna look for a pass. No, he's gonna look for the shot. I thought he was gonna pass it out mid, but no vision there is gonna result in a 2-0 loss here for the Snowstorm Ascension. Gonna take that nice victory. Gonna go up 2-1 here in the series. Rocker Man, you gotta be feeling pretty good about your 3-1 prediction now.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit better than if they were to lose this game, Flip. I will say that. But yeah, they look solid, all things considered right there. The defense was good, and the offense was, looked very good. I feel like Snowstorm didn't really have too many offensive opportunities, or at least consistent offensive opportunities. And when they did, Ascension made some clutch saves to clear things away. So yeah, we'll have to see. And as we head into the next game, what does Snowstorm have to try to bring things back?
Yeah, and again, is server reset? Yeah, sorry, I was reading chat out loud. There was a really good demo discrepancy again here. It was 5-2 this time. Not the one demo on the Snowstorm side, but again, the demos led to, I think, more opportunities. It also allowed them to continually pressure the Snowstorm. Snowstorm had a lot of shots, Rocker Man, but it felt like they were taking one shot, and that's all they were getting, because Ascension was just sending that ball on the other end for a counterattack. It seemed like Snowstorm only had good chances on counterattacks, and even then, there was a third man on an Ascension and a second man cutting, and Ascension just played really good defense on the counterattack. They were able to stop them in their tracks, or at least slow them down enough to get that save. So Ascension, I think, had a really good adjustment. Now Snowstorm, it's their turn to adjust, see if they can take this to a Game 5. We're here on Forbidden Temple, and Rocket Man, you never know what's going to happen here on Forbidden Temple in Nemesis.
Yeah, you really never know what's going to happen, and we're going to have to see. Hopefully for Snowstorm, they're probably going to hope for some chaos here. But honestly, the games have been so close, so back and forth. In these games, you really don't know what to expect. But if you're Snowstorm here, you just gotta be solid and be connected with your teammates here, because you have the opportunities. You just gotta be next to your teammates and look to finish them. As this one popped up, but Ascension gonna come through and make the save, and you just gotta avoid these double commits, Flip. And I think Snowstorm will have a good opportunity to try to tie things up and force Game 5.
Can they do it though? It's all great on paper, it's all great on words, but can they do it? A double commit there, but Mobamba still helped out Tricky just enough. Now Trot's looking for the shot. That shot just gonna be in, but Mobamba's just gonna get the save off the crossbar. A double commit here. Now Ascension can get up, clear out. That ball bouncing, and Tricky could have a powerful shot here. That one has to be saved away by Trot. Thatchy Rat, he's next up. Looks for the pass mid. That one extra pass, Rocker Man. It is so lethal.
Yeah, that's the power of team play right here in Ascension. That's what they've done really well. They found each other, and Thatchy looking to find his teammate Mobamba there. Instead of taking the shot there and putting something weak, he looks for a teammate who's able to put a power shot on the net. And I mean, Ascension, they're very impressive with the team plays. It seems like that's really been the difference thus far in this one. But an open net is going to come back, and Crates is going to capitalize on the mistake.
Crates, he's been the goal scorer for this team, and just a mistake like that, that's what you've got to avoid if you're Ascension, those really costly mistakes that just result in immediate goals, because they've been doing such a good job, like I said, about getting back in time and covering for each other. So whenever you make that one big mistake and it results in a goal, that's how Snowstorm's really going to start to build a lead. So if Ascension can cut down on those, keep up these counterattacks and these demos, they definitely can continue their winning streak here. But going to be tough to do so, as a good save there from Goose and a good challenge there from Trots. That ball now bouncing out, but there's nobody back here for Snowstorm. Rushing back is Goose, just able to make a touch on the ball, as now Mobamba getting that ball to the corner, or to the wall, sorry, as he's now looking for a pass down to Thatchy Rat. Thatchy Rat gets blocked, as Trots now trying to chase that one. Is Tricky. Not a great touch. That ball bounces high, and Crates in the air. Crates can be dangerous, but that ball just a little too hard, hits the ceiling and bounces down, as Goose a little awkward. That ball goes over to Tricky. Tricky in the corner. Trots with a nice touch. Mobamba going to be there on the 50. Wins that one. Gets it past another. Thatchy Rat. He gets a drop down. Can the shot come through? Ascension just not able to be there in time. Thatchy Rat, he did the best he could. That was an awkward angle. Dropped that ball right in front of net. Still not able to get put away. A costly touch here could be for Tricky, but no, it's going to be saved away once again. Ascension They had that opportunity, Rocket Man, to take a lead there, but not going to come through. They have another one right there, but so far, Snowstorm, they've weathered the Ascension attack just a little bit. And they started to build a little bit of their own, but still, Ascension, they are looking dangerous.
Yeah, they're looking dangerous, and yeah, they had a big opportunity there as Mobamba is heading up the backboard to try to race the defense there as that one is going to go by. But yeah, they put some pressure on, just didn't have the boost to finish that last attack off there. But they're still firing right here, forcing Snowstorm into a lot of awkward save situations here. And they just keep putting on the pressure, and Snowstorm almost found a way to break out here, but right now Ascension, the offense finding each other has just been a little bit too much pressure, but still Snowstorm holding.
I think another thing is the boost counts for the Snowstorm team. There's always at least one player at 0, if not 2. They are always trying to scrounge for some boost. This Ascension team, whenever they get on offense, they're able to boost steal, attack, pass, do a really good job on kind of all 3 phases with it. Including bumps. Like, they are just, it seems like such an annoying team to play against, but some good 50s go Snowstorm's way, and that could be detrimental. Thatcherat was able to get a good clear, able to get the follow-up as that ball is bouncing down mid. Crates, he's got time on the ball. Crates, he's got time in the air. Crates, he's going for the double. No, he's going for the flip reset. What the fake? Trots now off the post with the double touch under Mobamba in net. Able to take a 2-1 lead here as Snowstorm, and Rockman, this is their first lead since game number 2.
Yeah, and Trotz just throwing it off the corner there, able to find that double, forcing Mobamba to try to jump up and try to stop it, but just a well-placed shot right there by Trotz, able to finish it off the backboard. Is a little bit awkward on the kickoff there. Gonna allow Snowstorm to start on the offense, but up 2-1, and now 3-1. Here comes Crates, sending it in, trying to send us to game 5.
Crates, he's been a shooter. There have been some top slot of shotters so far this series, and that's another one right there for Crates, and a 3-1 lead here for Snowstorm. Minute and 20. Ascension, they just don't seem to have the same amount of oomph in their attacks as they did last time. Not as many big mistakes as well on the Snowstorm's defensive side, and on the other side, feels like Ascension's making just bigger mistakes. Like, that's a big mistake from Snowstorm. Should have been a goal there from Mobamba. Mobamba just did not get any contact at all. Thatcherat able to get a nice pop. That one's awkward. Trotz is going to have to make the save over Goose. Goose now, he got bumped. Now he's going to have to make a save, but he got bumped again. What a bump there from Mobamba. Tricky said thank you very much.
And that's what Ascension has been doing, it seems like, all series long. Goose, good night right there, buddy, as Tricky is going to come through, put it in. But Ascension still down by 1. They find one, though. 54 seconds left. Anything can happen here on Forbidden Temple as the kickoffs for Ascension are starting to get a little sketchy here. As this one popped up, here comes Trotz, going to send it right back and send it in. And a big mistake from Ascension leads to another goal.
You know, kickoffs in Rocket League, they are just the only set play, but also they are the most tilting play, it feels like. Rocketman, we saw game 1 overtime, kickoff goal. 3 seconds is all it took for Ascension to win that overtime. Gotta be tilting if you're a Snowstorm. Game 4 here. Oh, you score? Fantastic. Here's a kickoff goal. Just to keep that lead at 2. Just to keep Ascension just at arm's length. And it feels like kickoff goals like that can really, hurt one's mental. So, gotta be mentally strong in these moments, because looking like we could go to a game 5 here. And if you're Ascension, this is just where you gotta ice up. Maybe you don't go to a game 5. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you, Tricky. Great pass there. That's your nice shot.
Yeah, and good slow control here from Tricky. Just waited, and flicked right at the last second, right when that defender challenged, able to toss it up to Thatchy. And once again, they find themselves within 1, but the kickoff, can they get it down?
They got 3 seconds, and then, then they're kind of safe. Hey, you know what? It's in the Snowstorm half. Crates did get a long clear. It's very awkward, and a miss from Tricky there going to be also awkward, but still, they didn't get scored on kickoff. Now they still need a goal. Can it happen? Trotz in the air, does get it over 1. The last man does get demoed as well. Thatcherat going for the psycho. You gotta respect it at this point. Nothing to lose. 0 seconds. That ball hits the ground. Snowstorm win game number 4, and Rockerman, get the ping ready. We got game 5.
Oh yeah, send her out. We got game 5 here between these two teams, and with the way this series has gone, we are not surprised one bit, because these two teams have been battling back and forth, and another close game here, Flip. all around. Snowstorm did make quite a few saves, which definitely helped him out here, and propelled them to that victory. I mean, 2 hat tricks over there. Goose was 1 away from a hat trick as well, so they really found the saves on the defensive end, and that was a big difference. Able to shut down that Ascension offense and find those counterattacks, capitalize on those mistakes, and that's really what Snowstorm has done well. They've capitalized on those mistakes from Ascension, and that's a big reason why they were able to force that game 5 here.
Yeah, and I think another big thing to look at is Ascension. They won the demo game this time, so our theory goes out the window for game number 5 here. It was Forbidden Temple. Anything can happen on that one, so maybe we'll chalk it up to that. But game 5 here, Rocker Man. Now you really just got to throw the whole kitchen sink at whatever you got. Whatever you got left in the tank. Snowstorm, Ascension, don't matter. You just do what you can to score the ball, do what you can to save the ball. That's all that matters. Trotz, he's trying to get one there. Thatcherat able to get the save. These two teams, game 5, they don't want to lose this one. This is a matter of pride at this point. This series has been so back and forth. Crates, he's going to take possession of that one. Gets a nice touch over Mobamba, but Tricky, he gets a nice long touch. Trotz able to get the beat on Thatcherat and his teammate Goose, because they did double commit. Goose not going to get a touch there, as Crates doesn't get a touch either. Mobamba gets that ball towards Tricky. Thatcherat flying in. That shot, it's a bouncer. Hits the crossbar. Crates able to get the clear. Tricky helps him out a little bit to the corner. Goose over 1. Mobamba last back. He's kind of awkward. Has to bang that ball. Trotz now going up high. Just nice and easy loft there. Minute into this game, it felt like Ascension could have had a couple opportunities. Trotz had that one great shot in the beginning as well. Counterattack could come through here for Ascension. Crates taking his time. Got to be a little nervous. That touch a little awkward. Tricky tried to get that ball mid. Thatcherat was racing in as well. Now that ball's floating mid. Mobamba's flying. Mobamba shooting. Goose is saving that one. And Ascension still on this offensive end. Rockman, they haven't broken through quite yet, but this is a good sign if you're this Ascension team.
Yeah, they're trying to break through here, and the first goal is so important in game 5. It's just, such a table setter here. Start the momentum off in your favor here. I know both these teams are really desperate to find that one. And right now, you mentioned it's been Ascension putting on the pressure as this one coming across at Snowstorm. They've been forcing some awkward saves, but, when you do that, is this one sent back? I was just about to say, that's exactly what can happen when you're on the offense for a sustained period of time. All it takes is one big clear sometimes, and, you can find the counterattack. So Snowstorm, you got to look out for that one here. If they can keep it locked down on the defense, they might be able to find a counter, as this one is floating up but going to be saved away.
Man, I've seen so many balls float right in front of the Snowstorm nets. That one is going to be floating above the Snowstorm net. Can it be shot? And can it be saved? It can be shot, but Crates does not have that save. Holy, it's about time Ascension put one away, because that ball has been in that same position about 5 times now, and Snowstorm, we're just getting away with it. That one finally able to break through. Ascension now able to take that 1-goal lead. Snowstorm, they were able to answer back in game 4. Can they do it in game 5?
Yeah, no, and like you mentioned, that one was just hanging around in the zone as, hold up, wait a minute, coming through for the dunk there, but not going to find its way through. But yeah, when you put the ball out over the top of the opponent's net that many times, eventually one is going to find its way in, and Ascension, they are still peppering the Snowstorm backboard, trying to fire it in. And Snowstorm, they got to find a way to pull out a counterattack here. They can hold on again. They got to find the counterattack defense. That's the only way it seems like they're going to break through this Ascension defense.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Trotz and Crates. They need to be the ones to do it, but now they're stuck on their own end, and Mobamba, Thatcherat harassing them. Tricky's trying to shoot that one top corner, not going to go through. Trotz with a nice half flip, trying to get it past one. Thatcherat gets a good challenge, but Goose is up in the air. Goose is going to look for his teammate. Crates is all the way on the sidewall, though, not looking for a pass there. Now Thatcherat's able to get the long clear. Trotz has to have a little sense of urgency. He kind of felt tricky there that time. Saw that a goal like that get scored earlier this series, so good to see him adjust. Now, Crates taking this one to the wall. Mobamba says, I'll meet you there. In fact, I'll beat you there. Trotz now getting that ball up high. Tricky passes it back down to him. Trotz gets that cut in. Gets it around 1. Tricky's awkward. Trotz didn't get the follow-up, though. And a demo as well on the backside. Stopped any shot really from coming through. Crates trying to continue this pressure. Goose, he wasn't ready for Thatcherat's touch, and now Thatcherat has a counterattack. The backflip, going for the double. No, Trotz gets the save. Trotz now looking for the clear. That ball gets sent way high. And now Trotz is looking for a demo. He gets the boost grab. Tricky's a little awkward. Crates can have a shot. No, he pops it up high. Thatcherat to the corner. Goose, he can't get the read on it. Trotz can. That ball bouncing mid. Good bump there from Crates. time stops for just a second as now Trotch's shot goes high and gets saved by Mobamba. Mobamba now trying to get some boost, trying to get it clear. Thatcherat gets dunked. Trotch looking for the pass mid. Is he looking for the shot? It's through. Ties the game with 56 seconds left.
And finally, Snowstorm, they got a little bit of sustained pressure here and able to get this one in. Mobamba is there, but that one just not able to get a touch on it. It's going to find the back of the net. A tough one there for Ascension, but Snowstorm, they really turned the offense in their favor there. So impressive on that one. And now with 55 seconds left in regulation, one of these teams is trying to find it through. It's going to be tricky. The answer right back into the heart of the net.
The kickoff goals, Rocketman, they're the story of this series, and that one is in favor of Ascension. They got the kickoff goal in Game 1, they got the kickoff goal in Game 5, they get it when it matters. Now can they hold on? 51 seconds left. Now, I've seen great things from this man Itrots. Just not in this series. I need to see even better things. Krates, he's been having himself a performance, hasn't scored this game. Goose, he hasn't done much this game either. He's not rocking, I thought Goose wasn't rocking many points. It's actually Krates who's not rocking that many points. He's actually only rocking 96 right now. I need to see an insane moment from him. Goose, he's trying to find a touch. Gets one touch. Tricky says, I'll take that one off your hands. Don't worry. That ball gets launched back towards the Snowstorm in. Mobamba, a little awkward. Tricky with the back pass to Thatcherat. That one, it's going to be the dagger. 14 seconds left. 2-goal lead. What a team play here from Ascension.
And that's what they've done best all series. And Tricky, great awareness, knowing that his teammate was trailing as a third man there. A great pass to Thatchy, great finish. And with 14 seconds remaining, you might have found the dagger.
That one, that's gotta be so hard if you're on Snowstorm. If you're on Ascension, that's just what you've been waiting for. A great team play, the defense, it all came together. But in the end, Snowstorm, they just need a little bit more oomph on the offensive side. They need a little bit fewer mistakes, fewer double commits. I felt like they were double committing a lot on defense. Tricky's gonna take one for the road as well. Thatcherat says, here you go, buddy. Great performance from Tricky in this game. He had a hat trick. Mobamba, I'm pretty sure, had a hat trick in one of the games. Thatcherat had a hat trick in one of the games. This whole Ascension team, man, you got a 4-man roster, Rocker, man. People are complaining that Bowser didn't play. These three, they can start for any team.
Yeah, and that's what I'm loving about these guys right here. It's a great 4-man roster, and you know it makes my job very tough here as the GM there. As look at that, oh my goodness, Tricky and Thatchy, both with 7 shots, both combining or both singularly with the same amount of shots as the entire Snowstorm team. So you're not gonna win many games like that when Ascension's putting up 15 shots. But yeah, no, I really like these guys. They're doing very well. Obviously, a great series. Snowstorm, a very great team, suffering only their first defeat of the season. So we're gonna see a lot of them throughout the season as well. As things go on, I expect them to be definitely a postseason contender. But yeah, Ascension, it's a 4-headed monster there. No Bowser, and they still make it happen there. So you know, very impressive showing from them. Able to take the victory in 5.
Yeah, they you know, I had Snowstorm in 5, but I think that series, Rockerman, was honestly one of the best series we've had on stream so far this season. And man, we're only in game day number 4, so definitely plenty of great matches coming up. That one might be the closest one you see tonight, but it might not be. You never know. We got some crazy ones coming up here, Rockerman, but Ascension, they pull it out. Snowstorm, they go home heartbroken, but they can hang their hats. They had a great series. So we're going to have to take a short little break here, Rockerman. Your Ascension, they get it done. But, I mean, next up, I'm pretty sure we got even better matchups coming up for you guys. We got Blackhawks, who have been kind of dominating the Prospect League, and Minotaurs, who can honestly give them a run for their money if needed. So I think you definitely going to want to stick around for this Prospect matchup. We got the Rival League later on as well. So, Rockman, we're going to have to close it out here because we are just right behind schedule. So, got anything left to say? Otherwise, we're out of here.
No, not too much, but yeah, stick around for the next matchup. Blackhawks taking on Minotaurs. It's going to be a banger. So make sure you guys stick around, and we'll see you guys in a few.
Deuces.
Learned all that I know, and we put on quite a show. I'd be lying if I said I'm coming back. I just wanna go, I wanna walk away. Never wanted to in my memory. No more waiting for a sign now. It's time for me to leave. As the world closes on the door of what we came to be, I regret nothing. I can set my mind free. I know you too well. I'm up on the roof and learned all that I know, and we put on quite a show. And I'd be lying if I said I'm coming back. I just wanna go, I wanna walk away. Never wanted to love you anyway. Guess I should've known, won't pick up the phone. Go on and watch me fade. When you see the lights fading in the night, know that I'm fine alone. I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing. I'll be running, I'll be running, I'll be running, I'll be running down, I'll be running, I'll be running, I'll be running, I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes. Skyline, sun in my eyes. Skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing.
Really? He puts it in 0 seconds remaining! It seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, Scott, oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through.
He's gonna give a shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward. Can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
Dangerous. High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Hold on. Surely this kick. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open day on the goal line. He did not merely over. Sweep. It comes through. The venom, the improbable, the impossible. The 4-time champions.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Nemesis Gaming League. I'm your best friend, Gallium, and I am here with a prospect matchup that's going to have you glued to your seat and a popcorn bucket right in your hand. I'm joined by the absolutely lovely Mealy. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good as your other best friend in the Nemesis Gaming League.
Yep.
I mean, we can both be best friends of everyone here. No, I had a good day today. Long day at work, to be honest. I'm a little bit tired, but just came out of a good scrim, and I am ready to cheer my Minotaurs on. I'm super excited. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, hey, I figured you were going to be excited about this game because this is your org playing Minotaurs. They beat my team 2 days ago, Hypernova, in a reverse sweep. I know it shocked a lot of people. Definitely shocked me. But Blackhawks are, I think, undisputably either 1 or 2 in prospects. So Minotaurs having to play both us and Blackhawks. We'll see if they can hold up against this Blackhawks squad or if that Hypernova game was just a fluke. But I'm excited either way. Who do you have in this one, Mealy? And I have a feeling I know who you're gonna say.
I can't say Minotaurs. Yeah, obviously. I kind of have to take my own org. But with that said, though, I'm calling it game 5.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be definitely close. I'm picking Minotaurs as well. But yeah, it's going to be a close one, as you said. As we have kicked things off here, as Kosh is going to send it down. Blitz gets a nice touch. Chad with the dribble. Chad, the lowest MMR on this roster, but he is such a great value, and I think the Blackhawks understand that. As Kosh gets it past one, the ball's floating there. It seems as though Minotaurs are on the back foot early, but it's only 30 seconds in. Chad with a nice shot near post. He's gonna dunk it in, and add Tyso head tap.
Yeah, that was a great shot by Chad there. I love how you mentioned he has the lowest MMR, but he does not play like it whatsoever. An absolute unit of a player, putting that ball in, getting the dunk over at Tyso.
Yeah, it seems like Chad's been gaining some Rocket League weight recently, because I mean he big manned at Tyso on the goal line. But you know what? It's early on in the game. I still think both teams have a lot to offer, and it should be an exciting one down the stretch as we have Carnage taking it down the pitch. Chad is going to pop it up high. Perky, a nice touch from him. Perky was in the Season 11 Grand Finals, unfortunately lost to Ember, so he's looking to get a championship this time around, and this Blackhawks squad is looking like they can do it. The ball in the midfield at Tyso, gonna pop it up high. He gets a second one. Beautiful work from Matt Tyso. He gets it past all three. Now Blitz is up. He gets it to the backboard. Perky and Kosh miss. Carnage has to make the most of his. He gets one. He gets a second. A beautiful pass. And Tyso is going to put it in the back of the net.
Holy cow, Gallium. What a breakdown for the Minotaurs. And I'm not trying to be biased here, but each player being involved in that play. A great double tap pass from Carnage to Tyso, able to clean it up. What a play.
Yeah, that was a really great play from the Minotaurs. They're showing out early. And Carnage, I feel like he's a player that's not really been talked about a whole lot. He's usually in the higher MMR range in most leagues, but he's been a constant threat, just not in the right situation of teams. But I feel like this Minotaurs squad is such a great fit for him because he's incredibly fast and he dominates in the air, and he's probably one of the best facilitators in Prospect. And you just saw an example of it right there, Mealy.
Yeah, absolutely. Carnage has been around the Nemesis Gaming League for quite some time. I remember back in, I think it was Season 8 when I first started playing in Prospect. I remember playing against Carnage. As we're going to see an open net coming through. Kosh going to be rewarded with the goal for the Blackhawks.
Hey, you know, you take those every day of the week. A little bit of a miscommunication between Blitz and Carnage leads to a little bit of carnage in the back of the net. As, I mean, hey, you take those every day of the week for Kosh. I mean, listen, the stat sheet looking real good for these Blackhawks players. I believe in every single stat category, they at least have 2 players in the top 15, which is pretty insane for this squad. So, you know, a little bit of stat padding wouldn't hurt a little bit anybody. Oh, Jaeger's redeemed caster bias for the next game? What? That's insane. All right, well, Kosh is going to take it up. Going to get a bump out. Perk is going to send it down. Now Blitz is back to defend. He can't defend that as Perky to Kosh. It's like LeBron and D-Wade all over again.
Yeah, I was talking about the breakdown from that last goal from the Minotaurs, and actually it looks like the Blackhawks do the exact same kind of thing here. Getting a nice pass off the backboard. Kosh cleaning that one up, putting the Blackhawks up by 2 goals with half a game left to go.
Yeah, it's looking like the Blackhawks are slowly going all in on this offense. Usually they were on the back foot a little bit, and that's what allowed Minotaurs to score that goal. But now they've all been contributing to this offensive success. The Blackhawks lead the Prospect League in shots per game by a very wide margin. They are shooters, and you can see it right here as a pass to Kosh, and he's going to put another one in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, you were just talking about it. They're putting the ball on target on the net, and it seems like through this game so far, what we're seeing on stream here, they're utilizing each other. They're passing it off the backboard, and they're there in that middle space in front of the net to put the shot into the net. It's great work all around, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams have great team play, but it seems like the Blackhawks are just stepping it up. I think it's more, I'm not discrediting Blackhawks by saying this, but Minotaur's defense has looked kind of worse for wear. It's not been looking coordinated. It seems as though they're in the wrong place at the wrong times, but hopefully they can clean it up. If not in this game, the next game is a beautiful shot by Ad Tyso. It goes far post, but Kosh with a nice save. Ad Tyso up, he can't get it. Now Carnage, he has a chance. He's gonna put that in every single day of the week.
That's some excellent pressure coming back from the Minotaurs there. It seems like when they do apply that pressure, it does go their way and kind of puts Blackhawks in an awkward situation. Minute 33 left to go, down 2. Can they continue this type of offense and put 2 more in?
You know what? It's not that crazy. It's not that crazy for this Minotaur squad who seem to have they like the drama a little bit here, Mealy. So I mean, I don't know. I think that was your draft strategy. Just have your prospect team give you cardiac arrest every single game.
Apparently, as after the first week and game on Monday, as you were mentioning before, it's pretty much all it has been with this team. I love them to death, but it's just absolute insanity when it comes to these guys. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention, Kosh actually has a hat trick. So, I mean, he's been playing just phenomenally on the offensive end as Ichachad, a player who hasn't been spoken about a lot, gets a nice clear into the Minotaur's end as a beautiful demo from Ad Tyso almost paves the way, but Kosh clearing it out. Ichachad gonna get a nice clear himself. The ball's popped up high. Carnage gets one, hopefully down to a teammate, but Perky and Kosh using the power of friendship to get it past the entire Minotaur's defense. His blitz gets it up high. A nice, beautiful ball here. He can dunk Perky, but actually it's sent out to Ad Tyso with a shot. It just goes barely wide. 20 seconds left. Can Minotaurs find a late goal? It seems as though they have the Blackhawks on the back foot, but no one's committing to this ball. They need to. Kosh is just going to take it up high. And now Ichachad gonna get the clear out. 6 seconds left. It's virtually impossible if they can't get it down the field. Now it's pretty much impossible. Blackhawks take game 1 in very dominant fashion, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I know the Minotaurs are my team, but like the complete unbiased opinion that I had coming into this, I thought for sure Blackhawks was going to take game 1. I mean, when you're playing, well, I mean, this is what, their second time on stream? Or regardless, so they're 3-0. They're a team that's undefeated. They're comfortable in their position. Minotaurs, obviously, just coming off a huge win against Arbanova on Monday. They have momentum, but, they are that team that's 1-2, and they're the underdogs of this. So whether there's some kind of nerves in that playing an undefeated team, or perhaps some stream nerves for the Minotaurs being on stream for the first time this season, I'm unsure. I would love to see them kind of utilize each other a little bit more offensively. Like you said, when they've been getting that pressure, especially, rotating and using, all 3 players, putting shots on target, it seems to be working well. They just can't break down defensively and get broken down in transition.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I'm using one of the flip sayings. I don't know what he said the last stream, but that was hilarious. But anyway, we do have the caster bias redeemed. So I'm picking the Minotaurs to kind of glaze a little bit. Mealy, I know you're probably gonna pick the Minotaurs too. Let's glaze these guys. All right, let's really get down. Let's get down and dirty with this Minotaur squad as the better team is down by 1 here, Mealy, and you touched on a couple of points on what they need to do a little bit better, but what has worked so far is teamwork, and I feel like they are capable of it in this game number 2.
Yeah, if I know anything about this team, they work well as a team, and they persevere through quite literally anything, as Blitz is going to start this perseverance with an absolute deletion. And everything that these guys do, look at it, here he comes again. Like, I don't know, man. Like, Blitz is just going to go around and demo every single player on the field, and they're going to score.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a common theme, Minotaurs and success. So we'll see as Kosh is going to get probably the worst air dribble I've ever seen. Minotaurs easily stopping that. Perky off the backboard. Oh, man, just barely missing. And that was a calculated defense coming out from this Minotaur squad. Looking so good. And look at that fake from Blitz. You see that? That is peak game knowledge right there. A beautiful 50 with Perky. A bunch of 50s coming out. It's in the Minotaurs' end, right where they want them. They're trying to ensnare them in their trap so they can get an easy goal. Carnage gonna send it down. Ichachad gonna get a touch. Almost gets dunked out by Ad Tyso, but Ichachad, he's lucky as he always is, as Carnage is gonna send it out. Chad, a nice touch again, but not as nice as this Minotaur squad. Blitz, a beautiful touch. Oh, I mean, you see what this guy can do with limited boost. I mean, if he had a full tank there, it's in the back of the net ×3.
Absolutely. I don't know if you saw that too. Try to get that little ceiling reset redirect. Honestly, I think he had it if the ball came more his way. I think that was more the problem with that.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, Gallium, did you see that shot?
Oh my God. Mealy, we are watching the same game. What do you mean, did you see that shot? Mealy, I lived that shot. Blitz to add Tyso, probably the greatest shot you will ever see in your lifetime, okay? Yeah. Did you see the teamwork, Mealy? It was there, and they passed it, and they shot it, and it's in the net.
Yeah, if you want my honest opinion, I think that needs to replace one of the clips in the new intro that we put out this season. That was one of the best clips. I don't even think Titan players could do that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think the Venom Samurai Grand Finals clips. I mean, yeah, who needs those anyway?
Yeah,
just put Blitz and add Tyso on there.
All Minotaurs clips. How's that?
Yeah,
from this series.
Yeah, no, exactly. And we have a lot of clips to go. Matter of fact, these Minotaurs are looking hot so far. As the ball's popped up, Carnage gonna get one. You see the patience by Carnage. 0 boost. Look at him go. Perky is gonna send it up high. I think he just missed the shot, but he was trying to mask it with a backboard shot. Chad now. Again, it seems like these Blackhawks players just came into this game, and they haven't done their shooting packs today, Mealy.
Yeah, I don't know if they haven't done their shooting packs or if the Minotaurs have been doing the uncomfortable saves packs for the last 2 hours. Either way, all these touches that they're making are absolutely incredible. No mistakes I'm really noticing at all. Shots on target. This is a completely different Minotaurs team from that last game, and this is a championship style team that I'm seeing here from the Minotaurs.
I think it's not too early to tell, actually. This is pretty much like the 2016 Golden State Warriors we're witnessing. Just star-studded talent. Excellent teamwork. I think you have Tyso, Steph Curry, just absolutely leading the squad. He's the highest Sal player, and you see, he was just showing Kosh how to put it left corner. He really just snuck that one in, Mealy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Top left corner, you can't get more top left corner than that. Any more to the left, that's hitting the corner, it's going out. Yeah, that. Yeah, he's definitely, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, their own goaling and style. It's the Minotaur way, all right?
Yeah.
The Pantheon is known for their flashy own goals.
Yes, they don't score if you can score it on your own net. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly.
It's all in the mentality.
Yeah, maybe teams who play the Pantheon have a lot of good stats, but that's only because the Pantheon wants them to have good stats. So they're slept on as Blitz is going to get the ball right past him, and I think Chad might be cheating.
Yeah, it looks like he kind of had some aimbot here. It's just placed just perfectly outside of Blitz's reach. Or either that or he must have known that he had 0 boost. I don't know. Maybe we should check their communications. Maybe they have someone watching the stream as well or in the game that shouldn't be and talking to them. If we can get someone in management to check on that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually calling Rockerman right now, getting him on the phone, because I think one of the players lag switched them. It's just unfair. These past 2 goals have just been absolute, just disgusting cheating. And you see the demo right there? No. Chad is hacking. He got his 12-year-old brother who knows how to crank 90s in Fortnite and who's really cracked at Rocket League, his controller, okay? This is cheating. I'm not standing for this, Mealy.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw that too in the replay, but Chad has the bronze player card thing on. So that means he should be playing at a bronze level. If that's how I remember that this game and the rules go. So if he's not playing at that bronze level that he is saying that he is, again, mods, we might need to be looking at potential sandbagging.
Yeah, this is a definite sandbagging coming out from Chad. He's about, I think, 1,000 MMR above his actual peak, and Carnage just, he's just showing the new crossbar dink feature as Perky. Mealy, I'm just sick of this. I'm sick to my stomach right now.
Yeah, I don't even want to cast rest this match, to be honest, if this is how it's going to go. No, I'm just kidding. I got it. Yeah. The Minotaurs,
Let's just sit here and enjoy each other's presence, Mealy, okay?
I also would love that. It's been a while, Gallium. It really has. And I'm glad to be casting with you again.
Oh, of course. I think if we don't have a Minotaur to glaze, I think we can glaze each other. And that's called friendship, ladies and gentlemen. As Carnage is going to get a calculated fake and add Tyso with a beautiful, soft, silky touch. It's like a pillow. And Blitz and Perky gonna get nice 50 with each other. Carnage gonna come out of the net and 50 it to the side, making Kosh his son there with a beautiful 50. Chad again. I mean, I think we're gonna have to get Rockerman to ban him mid-game. I am not liking what I'm seeing from this guy.
Yeah, I'm not either, and it actually kind of makes me a little bit uneasy feeling. I know though that it's not because of the Minotaurs at all. You know, it's definitely all on Chad and. Oh, I thought we were about to see an amazing goal again by Taiso there, but you know, either way, I think this is an absolute showing from the Minotaurs so far, and I'm excited for this next game though.
Yeah, you know, even though they lost this game, losing is subjective. And you want to know what, Mealy?
I
This
do want to know.
Minotaurs team is known for reverse sweeping, okay? That one reverse sweep, I mean, it pretty much put them down in the record books, okay? They know how to reverse sweep. They've done it before. I just think, like, Mealy, this Pantheon org that you have, Minotaurs are just executing the cardiac arrest feature very well for you right now by attempting a reverse sweep. I mean, I think they can do it.
Yeah, you know, it might also be like a factor with Nemesis Fantasy starting, and I know that they know that that's a thing, and I'm thinking that they're just thinking, hey, let me just, you know, get extra bonus fantasy points at this point. If that be the case, I mean, hey, you know, more power to you. If you're gonna go out and reverse sweep and win, you know, if that's how you want to do it, I don't care how you view it and how you look at it, so long as you do it, you know. But yeah, we're going into this game 3 here. I'm liking what I see better that game, especially at the start. I think if I remember right, like we were halfway through the game and it was like 1-0 Minotaurs, and the Blackhawks scored 4 unanswered in like the last half of the game. So realistically, I like, you know, what they've been doing, and you know, if they can continue to put on that pressure early and keep going with that pressure, and you know, limit their mistakes, and I think this is going to be a very interesting series.
Yeah, it definitely will. As Mealy, we're gonna go back to not glazing the Minotaurs. I mean, they've had their fun, they've had their glaze, but per the Rockter Coctor, I cannot glaze anymore. He told me himself. I called him up. I told him about Chad cheating, and he just hung up on me. I don't know what happened. As Taiso is going to get a nice touch. 0 boost Taiso. Going to try to get a shot, and it fakes one out. Carnage going to put it in the back of the net. I don't need to glaze the Minotaurs. They just do it themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether that was a calculated fake or not, I don't know. I'm not the comms, but either way, it goes in the net. A wonderful play there by the Minotaurs to yet again go up early, 1-0.
You know, their comms are probably along the lines of, hey, nice shot, dude. So... You know, as comms usually are, and we have Chat up with the ball, gets it past one, can't get it past another, as Kosh gonna try to get up there. Perky with a beautiful backboard shot, and actually, wait, that was a shot itself. It seems like every single time this Blackhawk squad gets on the ball, it's a shot towards this Minotaur's net. They have been absolutely dominating them with pressure, but, you know, so far in this game 3, Minotaurs have been holding up pretty well.
Yeah, something else I want to see as well, and you got it.
Yeah, that's all you, bro.
It's a Chad. I know we spoke about it last game. That he might actually be cheating. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's so good, and I feel like he makes such a big impact for this Blackhawks team. You know, putting on the equalizer with what 45 seconds into the game now.
Yeah, and I think a part you forgot to mention is Chad is a season 11 champion. He won it with Brindy the Blade. I mean, and it's not like he absolutely dominated on the offensive end. Actually, quite the contrary. He is a defensive-minded player. He's insane on the defense. It's because he's fast and aggressive, and people just don't know what to do with Chad in their face. And personally, I think this Blackhawks squad is looking just absolutely unstoppable right now. So the Minotaurs have to get a goal right here to show that they're here and they're ready to get things underway.
Yeah, got 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go. It's not over at all. Still plenty of time. 1-1 tie game. Speaking of tie, we have Taiso. I thought he was going to do something crazy there for a second. But I was going to say before, as the chat interrupted me with a nice goal beforehand, I want to see Taiso specifically as the top MMR player of this Minotaurs team utilize the midfield more. As Kosh absolutely shuts me up again.
Yeah, it seems like every time we talk about this Minotaur squad, it's just one of the Blackhawks players just slamming it in the back of the net. A very interesting fake going out by Perky. You know, I've played a little bit of six mans with Perky. That is totally a Perky move. Just with 15 boosts on the tank, just hopping up for that one. And I think, I don't know who was back for that, but I would have gotten faked out of my axles on that one. But a beautiful goal yet again. And now it is 2-1 Blackhawks. Chad has been making quite some waves recently, but I feel like the MVP of this series has to be Kosh. I mean, he has been the goal scorer. He has been that guy for this Blackhawks squad. We'll see if it can continue as Perky gets it downfield. Tries to send it mid, but sends it into a Carnage as Blitz. Almost a beautiful pass, but can't quite get there. Chad gonna flick it over one. Tries to get it past another, but Blitz there to block it. Blitz just behind the ball. Beautiful 50 coming out. They're racing for it. He bumps. Oh my goodness, Perky, what a save. A Carnage. He just hits it off the crossbar of the post and at Tyso. The captain's gonna put it in.
Yeah, absolute chaos coming out here. I mean, no offense by saying this, but I feel like that was a novice moment out here in the Prospect League. I didn't know if that ball was going to get cleared out, go in the net, who knows, but either way, Minotaurs tie it back up with about half a game to go here.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Mealy. I mean, we have no novice moments in the Prospect League. I have no. And we're basically just novice players, but like, you know, grown-up novice players. You know, we're like novice players, but like in Rocket League terms, we just know how to hit a flip reset or two. That's really just the difference. So as long as you can do that, you're pretty much in Prospect. Is Blitz gonna hit it into the midfield and add Tyso just floating for that one and gets a free goal.
Yeah, where did he come from? I'm gonna have to watch the replay. Yeah, he literally just kept floating and staying with it.
What is this dude
goal.
doing?
What a goal by Ed Tyso. I don't know if he was reading the miss from the last defender or if he was just saying, you know what, we need another goal. I'm just gonna show myself and hope something happens. But either way, what a shot.
That is a very interesting way to score, but that is probably the most Ad Tyso goal I've seen as he almost puts it in the back of the net. A nice demo coming out. A great shot, but Perky on the defensive end. Perky has been phenomenal on defense so far. Just, he's been making goal line save after goal line save in this series. So if he's on the pitch doing this, I mean, it's going to be harder for the Minotaurs to score, but they don't have to right now. I mean, they have the Blackhawks right where they want them, and the ball almost sinks in the back of the net. But Ad Tyso gets a nice 50 out. Carnage pops it up high. Blitz, the third man's gonna absolutely dust Chad, but he hits it right into him. The ball's floating into the net, and Chad. Who else but Chad to put that one in the back of the net?
I do want to say quick, I saw what Ad Tyso was going for. He's going for the demo or bump on that third defender who was Chad. If he got that, it would have been an open net for Blitz, but unfortunately, Chad avoided the demo and got the dunk or 50 over Blitz to give it an open net, tying this game back up. Crucial moment.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every one of these Blackhawks players can step up and step up big, but Minotaurs need to score and close this game out. They cannot give Blackhawks any sort of hope here as Perky takes it down the field. Chad just going to steal it right from him. Blitz into the Blackhawks zone. Going to get a demo, maybe two, maybe three, but you just can't quite find the demolitions as Carnage sending it down the pitch. 45 seconds left for either team to find a goal to win this game number 3. Perky gonna send it out. Perky still has control of this ball. Gonna 50 with Blitz. A beautiful hit by Blitz. And, oh, an interesting fake going out by the Blackhawks. Blitz almost gets caught up in it. 30 seconds remaining for both of these squads. You have Kosh hitting it in the midfield. He's gonna get another. Wait, he fakes it. Now Carnage gonna hit it downfield. Is it gonna go in? Yes, it is! Bottom right corner for Carnage.
I don't know if you've been watching or paying attention to what I've been noticing as well, but the Minotaurs roster this last half game here has swapped their play style entirely, and they're going full throttle chaos mode. Demos are coming out left and right, bumps are coming out left and right. They're cutting each other up. They're doing whatever they can to make this Blackhawks roster uncomfortable, and it seems to be working, Gallium.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did against us. It was deadly, but not deadly enough as Kosh ice in his veins and ice on his goal explosion.
Yeah, Gallium, you're solo casting the rest of this, man. Every time I say something good about my Minotaurs team, the Blackhawks just come back and say, hey, no.
No, absolutely not.
Just no.
But It's because it's your org. They like to give you a little bit of a scare, but I still have faith in them. But we'll have to see. It's a Blackhawk taking a nice play. Carnage has to race and get that one. Blitz. A nice touch from him. It goes down. Perky pops it up high. Can anyone reach it? Chad can, but it 50s to the ground. We have overtime in game number 3. Both teams looking for a game 3 win, but for totally different reasons. Who do you have taking this game 3, Mealy?
I'm not saying it.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I refuse.
Okay, you know what? Yeah. Let me just.
I did, that was it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Let me just solo cast for the rest of this. You're right. As is a Chad in a 1v1 situation, 0 boost blitz. Very patient there. Nice play from him. Carnage gonna demo is a Chad for his troubles. Blitz gonna miss that one. Tyso gets it on top of his car, but he's a little awkward. He has control. A nice 50 coming out. Carnage gonna try to get one, but unfortunately can't. Is a Chad now. Gonna 50 at Tyso in the midfield. At Tyso goes for the demo. He makes him hop up in the air, but unfortunately there's no shooter. At Tyso misses. Kosh is gonna take the ball up the wall. He has no boost, and Carnage is gonna make him pay for it. A nice bump from him. Perky gets a nice play. Oh my goodness, that's the best 3! Perky, are you serious?
Yeah, Gallium, we've been talking about Perky throughout this series on the defensive half, and there's nothing defensive about this. This is full throttle offense coming out of Perky. What an absolute crazy play, getting it through all 3, bobbing and weaving through all 3 Minotaurs players to seal the deal.
I know we were joking earlier, but I think this Blackhawks squad might actually be cheating. They just look too good to be true. It's just kind of like a siren. Shout out Provisional Team Sirens. They just kind of lure you in with their beauty, and then they just attack you out of nowhere. And I think that's what the Blackhawks do. They like to do those things. And Perky with an absolute dagger, sending Blackhawks through with a 3-0 sweep on the Minotaurs. Every game was a little close-ish. But I will say Blackhawks definitely did dominate this entire series, and they looked like the better team throughout all of it.
Yeah, I would totally agree, and it's sad for me to say that. I think the Minotaurs put up a really good fight, to be honest. They're up against what I genuinely think is probably a top 3 team in prospects so far. If I had to bet anything, I bet you we see the Blackhawks late in the postseason, and if that do come true, knocking on wood, because I hope I don't curse that at all. I would love to see how that team even further develops, because if this is how good they are now, Gallium, 3 months later, 2 months later, come playoff time, this could be like the team to beat.
Yeah, and it's all about perspective, right? It's early on in the season. They might be 1-3, but they're 1-3 early on in the season, right? I won my Nemesis championship when my team was 2-10. Okay, you can definitely recover, make plans, make playoffs. All that matters is you sneak into the playoffs, and that's where you make your mark. Teams are doubting you. Teams will underestimate you, and that's when you can strike. And I think this Minotaur team can be that team, that sneaky good team. But, I mean, we have, like, 3/4 of a season to go still, so they can definitely rack up some wins. But, I mean, this was an absolute pleasure casting it with you, Mealy. I mean, first ever cast together. I think we did a pretty good job, huh?
Yeah, I know we had a little bit of experience not related to Nemesis casting together, and it was a great time, but I'm glad to bring it officially in the booth. I had a fantastic time. Just one more thing I wanted to say quick about the game and just, the league as well, too. We do have a break coming up next week. So, even if teams aren't getting the results they're looking for, we have players coming off FA, first of all, at the end of this week for 3 of the 5 leagues. And on top of that, we have a week off for Memorial Day. So with that said, I mean, for anybody that celebrates it, happy early Memorial Day. And I'm excited to see kind of what teams do to take that next step going, coming out of that break as well.
I think you guys should just enjoy your Memorial Day. Don't grind Rocket League, okay? Please don't. All right, just bust out the grill, get some good eats on the grill, and just absolutely go to town. But thank you again, Mealy, and we're on to our next matchup of the day, which is probably the most interesting matchup of the day. We have the Pineapples taking on the Grave Lords. Pineapples 3-0, the only undefeated team in Nemesis games wise, right? They're 3-0, but they're 9-0 technically in games. But the Grave Lords are 0-3. They haven't had the best start to their season. So it could either be the start of probably one of the most embarrassing stream games of all time, or it could be the start of the Grave Lords comeback. You're going to have to find out up next. Peace out, guys.
hearing voices in my head. I've been fighting thoughts of being dead. Just break me down until there's nothing left, so I can lay my demons all to rest. I'm at the point I've got nothing to lose. Is there some other path that I can choose? I understand if you don't wanna stay. I don't even like this part of me. I'm falling backwards, heads underwater, reaching out for someone. Falling backwards, just pull me in, 'cause I'm lost in the deep end. Trying not to fall apart again. What happens when the walls begin to break? How long before you have to walk away? I'm falling backwards, heads underwater, reaching out for someone. Falling backwards, just pull me in, 'cause I'm lost in the deep end. buried the hatchet right into my back end. Look what you've done. The last one is laughing, the last one is standing is the one with the gun. And I thought you were different, but you kept a knife hidden in your silver tongue. You buried the hatchet right into my back end. Now I'm slowly building up a throne from all the sticks and stones that you have thrown. But all your words still haunt me like a ghost, yeah. How do you sleep at night, night, night? You made your bed and lie. 'Cause you cut me cursive on where everyone painted. Look what you've done. Oh, how do you sleep at night, night, night? We're like a fox and a rabbit. You're acting like Alice. You're chasing me down with your proverbial damage. I'm broken and branded, and now I'm slowly building up a throne from all the sticks and stones that you have thrown. But all your words still haunt me like a ghost. Yeah. How do you sleep at night, night, night? You made your bed and lie. 'Cause you cut me cursive on where everyone painted. Look what you've done. Oh, how do you sleep at night, night, night? When you never felt love on a silver spoon. You learn to look it off knives. You do, you do. When you never felt love on a silver spoon. You learn to look it off knives. You do, you do. How do you sleep at night, night, night? You made your bed and lie. 'Cause you cut me cursive on where everyone painted. Look what you've done. Oh, how do you sleep at night, night, night? Infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power, infinite power.
Really? He puts it in 0 seconds remaining! He seems to be playing hard for it. Oh my goodness! Rudy, what is this?
Doesn't get the touch he's looking for. Kato, he's got the oh, he gets the flick and he gets it through. He's gonna get the shot. He's gonna put it in. Back to back. On the backward, can he find the touch? He's gonna put the shot on the net.
High off the backboard here. Opportunity. Here comes the shot.
Is this serious? Hold on. Surely this kid. Oh my lord.
Go with the shot. It's gonna go in.
Oh, open thing on the goal line. He did not win nearly over. Sweep. It comes through. The Venom, the improbable, the impossible, the 4-time champions.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Nemesis Gaming League Week 2 here on Wednesday. It is myself, Jonas, alongside Ventus. We are getting set to go in the Rival League. Two teams who are on completely different tracks to start off Season 12.
Yeah, and I mean that's a little bit of an understatement. I mean, we see Gravelords start off a little bit on the slow side. They are 3-0 currently, while Pineapple's scorching hot. They are 3-0, not 0-3, like the Gravelords are. So definitely different tracks right now, as you're saying. But you know, the Gravelords players, you know, are very new. They're newer players to Nemesis. the Pineapples are much more of those veteran players. Flip 1010 has been around the league for a while. Marco's been around the league. Squintle been around the league. But Luma, Sif, and Light, they're relatively newer. I think Light joined last season, but I don't think he got much playing time. So very very new. They maybe not had much time to play together yet, so they're definitely going to be finding their groove, and hopefully they'll be able to find their groove here and put up a good fight.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, Pineapples, they are currently the only team in Nemesis who have yet to drop a game. In 3 series, they have yet to drop a game. They are 9-0 in game record, which is crazy to say the least to speak about. And they've had some tough matches, but Gravelords, again, they're 0-3. They have had some tough losses. They lost in Game 5 to the Bearcats back in Week 1. Earlier, they lost Game 5 to Whiteout, so they have had themselves some tough and close matches. So they very well could try and break through here tonight, but the odds are stacked against them. Game 1 getting set, and the Gravelords already busting out some kickoff strats.
Yeah, I mean, looks like they're showing their team chemistry already, as kickoff shots aren't something that's easily coordinated by just random people that haven't played much together. So the good signs of life so far is that the Gravelords do seem to be playing at least together. They're saying we may have started down 0-3, we might be defeated right now, but this is not going to stay that way. We are going to show teams and show the rest of Nemesis that we mean business.
Yeah, but they gotta be careful as the Pineapples will get themselves a start. Just 35 seconds in, Marco took it high, and Light, no contact there. Squintle able just to find his way through to open up the scoring.
Yeah, and just as I was trying to compliment Gravelords, seems like the caster curse already catching me out there, and Pineapple's a great opening goal, just a little bit catching out the Gravelords players. And I mean, we're gonna see this Pineapple squad a lot more as another shot comes out. A great bump by Squintle, and Marco gonna pre-flip into that shot, gonna beat the last defender and put them up 2-0.
Yeah, Light was trying his best to reach, and you could just see Squintle perfectly knock him out of the line. And then Sif not able to reach it down low. The Pineapples up early 2-0, and I mean, I think we were expecting this to some degree, Ventus, to see the Pineapples come out strong. We know they're going to be confident, but I wasn't expecting this, as it's 3-0 inside the first minute.
Yeah, I mean, definitely did not expect this kind of dominance from the Pineapples. It seems like they can just do no wrong. They're beating every player on the Gravelords roster to the ball every single time, except for that one little kickoff play that the Gravelords shown at the very beginning of the series. So it's very, very difficult to start off down 3-0 in game 1 and mount a comeback, especially being newer players to the league. I know the Pineapples have a bunch of on-stream experience, being in the playoffs multiple times, and so it's going to be a difficult road ahead for the Gravelords.
Yeah, and this being one of the few times already in this game that we've seen the ball on the Pineapple side, and immediately it's snapped away. Light trying to go back the other side, gets this double off the ceiling, maybe something off the corner. Squintle takes the possession away, Flip immediately getting in the way of Luma. Sif trying to take it himself, not a ton of boost. Squintle up to meet him, and you can just see the Pineapples, they are giving no space and no comfort to the Gravelords, and I think that's just being clearly reflected in the score here in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, and it looks like another goal is going to come out. A great solo play by Squintle. A great air dribble fake into the catch to get around the defender, Sif, and then just a pop around Light just to beat that last man who has to dive on the ball. But, I mean, a great play there once again by Pineapples. And, yeah, they do not seem to be letting their foot off the gas here in this game number 1. They want to continue to open up the scoring as another goal opens up just off the kickoff. A little bit of an unfortunate kickoff. Maybe, it looks like Sif just not reading the 50 correctly and maybe cheating a little bit too early to that corner boost, and we saw that player going for the corner boost cheating up to the midfield, so a little bit of an aggressive kickoff strategy from the Gravelords backfiring and being in favor for the Pineapples. And I mean, Gravelord's got to really change something up here. You know, one thing that I did remember is that Luma is big on getting demos. I believe he is leading the rival league, and he averages about 3 demos a game, from what I remember. So maybe that's going to be the answer to this Pineapple's. You know, as I say that, I mean Pineapple's just onslaught after onslaught and goal after goal. I mean, another goal coming out, a pass from Flip to Squintle. I mean, a great showing from Pineapples, but I'm hoping Luma maybe can get some bumps and maybe disrupt this Pineapples flow a little bit and can hopefully, maybe not this game being so far out of reach, but in the next couple games of the series, hopefully Gravelords can change that.
Oh, now a solo from Marco as well. It just does not stop. Off the kickoff, gets the reset, fakes it under Sif. That's the second time Sif has gotten fake like that, and then the shot good on the goal line, and 7-0 in the first half of game number 1 is absolutely insane. Squintle already has 4 goals. Marco with that one gets himself a hat trick, not to mention their 7 goals are on 9 shots.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely insane. And we see that the Gravelords have 0 shots, meaning that they have not forced the Pineapples to make a save on their defensive half. The Gravelords players have pretty much solely been playing defense, or, you know, with the 7 goals lack thereof currently. And it's just very tough. I mean, this Pineapple squad is, you know, rated and power ranked to be one of the best teams in Rival League this season. And I mean, they are completely showing why they are ranked that way right now.
Yeah, they really are. Clear will finally head into the Pineapple side. The pinch will immediately go back out to the midfield. Sif, one nice touch up here, but Marco outspeeding Luma. Flip being there to once again extend it downfield. Maybe a shot look from Marco. The save will be made, and Gravelords, they've been trying to do their best to find these quality saves, but haven't been able to find enough consistently. Now the counter from Luma, snapshot on target, saved by Flip, that being the first shot of the series for the Gravelords.
Yeah, and you'd hope that the Gravelords can, you know, maybe bounce back a little bit. Maybe they're showing signs of life with their first shot. Maybe this is something of more to come. This game isn't a shot off target from Sif, just unable to find the net there. I mean, you gotta hope that, you know, with it being a best of 5 series, maybe Gravelords are just accepting and you know, they're gonna punt this game. They're accepting they're gonna lose game number 1. They're already down. You know, save the mental. You know, reset. Try to talk about things that they can change to do in game number 2 to put the Pineapples back on the back foot. I mean, it didn't last for very long in game number 1 after their kickoff goal. You know, I'm not even gonna talk about the Pineapples goal after goal. I mean, another one here, yes, but and Flip, you know, wanted to get in on the action, finally getting his first goal of the game, even though Pineapples have already scored 8. But I mean, yeah, for Gravelords, you just gotta save that mental. You gotta just accept the fact that you've lost this game and kind of just. I'd take the time during the series or during the game now and just talk about things that they can do differently, because something's got to change to combat this Pineapple squad.
Yeah, this game is gone. I think the best thing that the Gravelords can do at this point is just maybe find that one goal. Maybe just not let Pineapples hit double digits too. That'd probably be another good metric. Unfortunately, that might be easier said than done. Marco will miss high, however, and I do want to give credit to Gallium as well, who is, you know, casting the last match. He said in a little segment towards the end, he said, you know, obviously Pineapples versus Gravelords, opposite records. It's either going to be Gravelords really showing up for the first time, or it's going to be the Pineapples completely dominating. And I think it was the latter.
Yeah, I mean, the Pineapples, they are just so dominant. I mean, they won 8-0. They outshot 19-1, which is absolutely insane. I can't even fathom having that shot differential in a game. I mean, the Pineapples have looked so good. I mean, again, I don't even know what the Gravelords really need to do. They need to play a lot better. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean, they need to. I mean, Sif playing a lot to just force low on some of these air dribbles, and Pineapple's just willing to accept that and get the reset or get the fake into the catch. So, I mean, maybe a little bit more on the pre-jump, just maybe pre-jumping your challenges a little bit better, maybe selecting your challenges a bit better, and they just got to keep possession because you do not want to let the ball fall into Pineapple's hands.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they do change, but they got readied up pretty quickly after game 1, so didn't want to talk about it too much as Luma will get a nice save early on. But again, we need to see that offense start to work. Again, you know, it wasn't just conceding 8 goals to Pineapples. It wasn't scoring any yourself, and we'll see how they're able to turn that around. Marco, good 50. Squintle has a look, still places it high. A demo on the far side from Luma, which, again, we're looking to see a little bit more of as this series goes on. Maybe some pressure here for the Gravelord. Shot on target. Squintle low boost makes the save. Sif, sidewall, no double. Light is there, outsped. Squintle already waiting on the far side. Snap shot into the bar. Luma there to make the stop. Flip trying to get it up. Drops down. Squintle not in time, but Pineapples, we're starting to see their offense rise back up.
Yeah, I mean, but Gravelords have done better with contesting the Pineapples offensive. They actually did not concede there, which is more that they can say than last game. And that's a really good thing for the Gravelords because they're finally starting to find their groove. They've shown signs a little bit on offense, even though Pineapples have kind of diffused the pressure. But, I mean, they look a lot better than Game 1. They look a little bit more composed, not as much panicky. Their rotations on defense are a little bit better. There's less double commits and people just sitting in net. So, I mean, I'm pretty excited if I'm a Gravelords fan. They've looked better. I know it's not a great start to the series going 0-1, but this is what you hope for, that they're turning around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing, of course, some levels of adaptation, as again at this point last game it was already 5-0 for the Pineapples, which just speaks to how insane that first game was. But now Gravelords, they're set trying to take themselves a lead. Another save made by Squintle, this one heading middle. Marco has the clear. Squintle there, he sees Flip middle. Can he deliver to him? The pass, the shot blocked early by Sif, and again the defense starting to work more for the Gravelords.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. That's a great save by Sif. And, I mean, it looks like I want to give a lot of credit to Light here. Even though he hasn't been great point-wise, he has been able to contest the Pineapple's speed. He's been able to put up great challenges in the midfield. Just like that right there. I mean, a great challenge. And he's been on the forefront of these demo attempts. I believe he already has 2 demos this game, maybe more. And so he's kind of been that disruptor that has allowed Gravelords to kind of stay in this game, even with Pineapples still playing very well.
Yeah, and the shot count staying much closer in this one, seeing 2 for the Gravelords halfway through and 4 on the side of the Pineapples. Much more competitive, and obviously that being shown in the scoreline. Light with a good beat, trying to get it middle. Luma was chasing the demo on Squintle, ended up abandoning that midfield pass outlet in trades of the demo. You know, we expect to see a lot of demos from Luma, but you need to be able to put a goal away first to at least have that slight advantage. Now Light gets the beat on Marco. Sif, full boost, gets bumped out by Marco to fall to Squintle, immediately booms it away, and Pineapples, they're looking a little bit less confident.
Yeah, and I think they started to realize they might have taken this Gravelord squad a little bit not serious enough. I mean, they took them a little bit too lightly because they looked like they were pre-jumping a little bit in the start of game 2 and like kind of going for these like crazier shots. And now they're kind of panicked. They're starting to realize, oh crap, this team actually is starting to put good challenges against us. They're starting to show signs of life, and we need to like stop that before they can really get going. But it looks like Gravelord's on the defensive currently. Gonna have a chance to go back on offensive maybe, but Flip gonna be there to turn that one away. Marco gonna take this one up the wall, gonna get bumped. I mean, Light showing bump signs again there. Sif, not a great challenge. A pass coming out to the midfield, a great block by Light, and this Gravelord squad is still hanging on.
Yeah, they seem much more ready here in game number 2 to deal with the Pineapples, and obviously have not seen them concede yet, but this one's still in danger. Spotlight, another big save. Luma, low boost will miss the clear. Flip immediately turns forward, gets the reset, but a little bit too hefty. Will get another 50, steals the boost away. Squintle looking to fake it out for Marco. Shot is high. Flip turns again, but the clear made in time by Sif. Gravelords, they have a chance to get something late.
Yeah, I mean, they've barely been hanging on. Another pre-jump attempt, trying to just block that aggression out of Pineapples. But we see that Gravelords all 0 boost here. None of them have any boost on the map. Pineapple's doing a really good job of just taking all that boost and stealing it. And we're actually going to go to overtime in this game number 2, which if you told me that game number 2 was going to go to overtime during or at the end of game number 1, I would have told you were crazy.
Yeah, from 8-0 to 0-0, heading into OT, and Sif keeps it that way. A big stop of the pressure, not done yet. Flip turns Luma there for the save this time. Gravelords continue to show up defensively. Now need to stave off another flip shot. This one misses high. Marco rebound is off target. May have been better leaving that one for Flip. Now Luma fakes one. Light on the lead block position, has the 50 outside. It will be saved by Flip. Now the Gravelords having some pressure. Light double save by Squinsel. Marco will have the clear out already. 40 seconds gone. The Gravelords starting to pick up steam offensively, but we'll have to head back.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Gravelord's kind of showing more sense of life. It looks like a double commit there might be a little bit too zealous from the side of Gravelords. Maybe a shot coming out by Flip, going to be saved away by Light. And this Pineapple squad still holding a lot of the boost from the Gravelords. A lot of the time, this Gravelord squad is super low boost. A miss there by Flip is uncharacteristic. It looks like he was saying a fake. But, I mean, it's going to be really tough for Gravelords to continue to break out onto the offensive side of the ball if they're constantly on 0 boost. And it looks like a pass coming down from off the waterfall, going to be saved away by Luma. A great pass back to Luma, but Luma 0 boost once again. You know, that aggression from Pineapple is stealing the boost. Gonna be very tough to deal with. Looks like Light gonna go for a sidewall read. Gonna put that one close to being on target, but Squintle gonna catch that one, ready to put up their own offensive. Light gonna take that one in the midfield. Gonna leave it for Sif. Sif up for a shot. A shot off the crossbar. Light tries to get the follow-up. Sif a bump on Flip. And then unfortunately, not gonna be anything for the Gravelords there, but a great attempt on, a goal.
2 minutes into this overtime, no one breaking just yet. Light through the corner. Flip will shut it down, and Gravelords also have themselves 10 saves at this point, which is huge considering they conceded 8 goals. Now might have something to the corner. Luma spun out. Light will have to turn back and retreat. Still finds the early challenge. Squinsel fakes the flick. Light takes away the possession, gets it to Luma. Marco there off the backboard. It's going to be a dangerous bounce. Sif will shut it down early. Flip working with no boost, trying to go middle. No one's there. The big clear will come out from Light, and Pineapple have spent a lot more time on their defensive half than it looked to be comfortable with. Now Luma, good center. No one there in time. Another miss from Flip as he calls faking. Light going middle to Sif, who's pre-jumped into the backboard. Another good turn from Light. Now it's Luma's chance to try and break through. This one, dangerous clear. Light fires top right, but misses wide.
Yeah, I mean, this Gravelord squad actually looking very good on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, once they're able to break out of their half and able to establish that boost, they actually are maintaining control very well, as you see a couple pass backs to each other. A great double touch there by Light. And, I mean, even though the Pineapples are still, out shooting and the Gravelords are still having to play a lot more defensively, the Gravelords do look like they have, they're very under control. They have not been a shot coming out by Light, and a mistouch by Marco is actually going to give Light an open net, and he's going to take that, and Gravelords are going to tie up the series 1-1.
And that is a huge mistake, and the Gravelords go from losing 8-0 in game 1 to winning game 2 after almost 3.5 minutes of overtime, and the defensive stats speak for themselves. 11 saves total from the Gravelords. You can see the shot category being much more even, and the Pineapples have dropped their first game in Nemesis Season 12.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely crazy to think that, we'd go from a 8-0 game to a 1-0 game that went to about 3 minutes in overtime, and that's going to be the first game that the Pineapples drop. Absolute insane improvement on the side of Gravelords. They looked a lot better on the defensive side of the ball. They looked a lot better on the offensive side of the ball, and, I mean, this is actually shaping up to be a really competitive series.
Yeah, I do just have to shout out what Light said in the game chat. It said, "Bro lost his first game to the 0-3 team." Which is true, but the Gravelords, I mean, hey, they've proved to be a tough opponent to again put down, even though they have yet to win a series. Two of their losses have been game 5 losses. They have gone toe to toe with some great teams, and they're looking to do the same to Pineapples. Pineapples, I still think they look like the favorites. Obviously, we saw what they can do in game 1. Game 2 was obviously over 3 minutes of overtime. It was narrowly close. Now it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to quite literally their first game loss of the season.
Yeah, but I really like the Gravelords in this position because, I mean, they have such great momentum coming back from that overtime win off of the, like, you know, coming back from an 8-0 game to winning 1-0 in overtime is a big swing in momentum in this series. And so having that swing, Gravelords need to press their foot on the gas and continue their aggression. You know, they need to win this game number 3. And if they can, they might be poised to win the series 3-1. You know, if they win this game, I think that the momentum might be too much for the Pineapples to handle, and we could see a crazy upset come out in this series.
We absolutely could, but they do have to keep the pedal to the metal here as a dangerous spot. Squintle will put it wide. Sip is able to get the boost off Spawn, able to make the save across, going to get a favorable bounce as well, but runs low on boost. Maybe Luma has a shot. It's on target. It's saved by Marco, who got the initial touch. Now Light trying to find something middle. Sip is there. Shot blocked early by Marco. Maybe a quick turnaround. You can see the Pineapples respecting the Gravelords so much more here in game 3.
Yeah, I mean, definitely very drastic between game 1 and now. Gravelords look much more in control. You know, they've kind of put Pineapples on the back foot here. And I'm kind of surprised to see that, as we've shown that Pineapples are such a great team and have the ability to be, you know, scoring almost on command. And so for Pineapples to really respect the Gravelords that much, it really shows the quality of team that Gravelords are. As we see a shot come out by Luma, Luma's going to beat the last defender, and they're going to go up 1-0 again in game number 3.
And again, this is just crazy to see Luma, no fear, completely beating Squintle to that ball. Had, I don't think, any clue that Luma was going to be there for it, and that will be another nice lead for Gravelords. Obviously getting this one a little bit quicker, this actually being, you know, one of the first goals in regulation that we've seen from them, which also seems crazy to say. But I think the other thing to note, Vent, is we have not seen the Pineapples put a goal away in 10 minutes of play now.
Yeah, and I mean, that's crazy to think as well. And, you know, they go from scoring, I'm going to keep saying this, they went from scoring 8 goals, you know, game 1 to not being able to score in game number 2, and they haven't been able to score in game number 3. That's a huge mood buster there. Like, you know, their mental definitely going to be hurting on the side of Pineapples, because they're thinking, man, we scored 8 goals, we should be killing this team. And instead, they're like, wow, we're getting, you know, a little bit nervous here with almost a double touch coming out on the side of Gravelords. Another double touch off the corner read coming out from Light. It looks like Pineapples are panicking as well. Third man, not a great touch in the midfield. A great redirect by Flip, putting it back into the blue half. And, I mean, Gravelords looking very dominant, might I say, in game 3.
Yeah, they're seeming to look sharper and sharper as this series goes on. And Pineapples, they seem to be kind of in that other direction, and I do have to agree with you on the mental. I think they are starting to feel it as Squintle runs out of boost. Can't make contact there. Light gets it up to Luma. Wins into the backboard. Marco in a tough spot. Will get a slight touch. Luma tried to give it over to Sip, but an awkward double game. Marco trying to pounce, but Luma being well aware of the counterattack now. No boost. Pre-flip towards net. Squintle trying to keep it close. Light mind game, and he has seemed to really just take control. A good 50 will fall to Sip. Tries to get it back out. Light hunting demos. You can just see the congestion from the Pineapples on defense.
Yeah, I mean, the Pineapples look all sorts of panicked, and they're double committing all over the place. They've been lacking boost, so Gravelords have been doing a really good job of maintaining their boost control and field domination of the game. And they've been able to take these corner boosts from the Pineapples. And so we've seen a lot of uncharacteristic misses out of the Pineapples because the Gravelords have been able to speed up with their extra boost and take the boost away from the Pineapples. And a shot coming out by Luma, and it just shows this Gravelords offense defensive is actually, they're very neck and neck with Pineapples, but you know, that's something that you want to see if you're on the side of Gravelords. As a flip reset comes out by Light, almost scoring that, but Flip gonna take this one away. Flip getting a touch almost by Sif, but a great pre-jump there, and that's something that we have seen more of, is the pre-jumps from Sif are connecting better. And I just cast a cursed again. And the Pineapple is gonna find their way back into the series, and just as I was talking about how good the Gravelords have been, a great beat there by Flip, just catching the rotation out by Gravelords and tying up the game.
Yeah, there's been a lot of caster curses tonight, especially in that last series with Mealy and the Minotaurs. There was quite a bit. Squintle will go straight through to put that one away. The counterattack goal, and now Squintle, not wasting any time, gets it straight through Luma, and the Pineapples go from down 1 to up 1 in what feels like a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and that's very dangerous because this Pineapple squad can, flip on the switch just like that. Another goal might come out by Squintle. A great shot and a goal there. And the Pineapples are up 3-1. It's very scary to reminiscent of what we saw in game number 1, where they're just scoring on command, scoring off kickoffs. I mean, the Pineapples might be back. I mean, we don't know yet, but it's definitely concerning for the Gravelords.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those kinds of runs where, maybe if this was the first time happening, it would still not look great. But since we saw it before in game number 1 and they got up to 8, you have to know that the Pineapples can give even more, and that's got to be the most terrifying thing if you're the Gravelords right now. But it does look like this game will close up and the Pineapples have seemingly stolen it away and now are going to be on match point.
Yeah, I mean, the Gravelords have looked so good in these last 2 games. I mean, they have been keeping up, fighting tooth and nail for every single inch of space on the field, every single shot. They've been going toe-to-toe with this Pineapple squad who is a juggernaut in the Rival League. I mean, they're undefeated. But we see pretty even on saves, a little bit more shots for the Pineapples, but I mean, the shots from the Gravelords have been very high quality, and so it's very even though the scoreline for the game says 3-1. The Gravelords were in this to the very end, and so if the Gravelords can just shake off the little kickoff goals and lock in for game number 4, I mean, they can still push their way back into this series.
Yeah, they absolutely can. And I still think it's important to note that the Gravelords did hold off between game 2 and this game 3. We saw them hold off the Pineapples for what was it? I mean, it was 8.5 minutes in game 2 and then 4 minutes there, so 12.5 minutes. They did not let the Pineapples score, and that's all great, but when the Pineapples can flip it on a dime, you need to be ready. You got to play it out for those entire 5 minutes, and now going into game number 4, the Pineapples can end it right here. Now the Gravelords, they want game 5.
Yeah, I mean, the Gravelords do look better, but it just seems like when the Pineapples score, when it rains, it pours. The Pineapples just continuously scoring goal after goal after goal. And even though the Gravelords did hold them to 0 goals about 12 minutes of gameplay, it doesn't matter when the floodgates open.
Yeah, and Sif got a little bit too hungry on that last play. Had about 75 boosts in net and got caught out leaking towards the corner, and we'll give the Pineapples their first of this game. I would expect not the last. Marco looking for a clear upfield as Luma picks up another demo. They have stayed pretty consistent in that category. Had 4 last game as well as the only goal for the Gravelords. Now a high chip. We'll get it over Flip as well. Marco and Squintle both in the corner trying to get that boost, and Squintle will make the touch away. Luma trying to cut back on target. Squintle ready for another stop. Sif trying to find their way through. Might have a pre-flip touch. No, blocked by Marco. And Gravelords need to start seeing that offense pieced together like it was in the last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, definitely they don't even have to necessarily have the same amount of shots or even, the same amount of pressure as the Pineapples, but they need to make their chances count when they do have those opportunities on offense. They need to be, making sure they're not overcommitting, but having a great play there, like Light, almost a great shot off the ceiling, but a great save by Marco. And I mean, the Pineapples do look more calm on defense, and that was one of the biggest concerns I had for them in game number 2 and 3, is that they were very panicked a lot of the time. So they seem a little bit more composed in game number 4. Maybe winning game number 3 and coming back was a great reminder of how good they are. But I mean, it looks like the Gravelords missing a couple chances here. Hopefully they're able to clean those up and put them back in the series.
Yeah, now Squintle gets the clean beat up high. Luma way too late to the punch, and the Pineapples will go up another. And I just don't love that challenge. Ventus Luma was on the ground. Squintle had momentum up the sidewall, tried to jump and reach it, but just not close.
Yeah, I mean, it was another caster curse moment where I was just, speaking praise unto the Grave Lords, instantly, getting turned against me, and just a great speed and very high speed play, and just beating out that Grave Lords defender. They don't have that. They didn't have that third man back in rotation because, they need to keep up the aggression with this, Pineapple squad. And so, leaving only one person back makes it very critical of what that third man challenges or what they decide to go for. And so choosing the wrong ball to commit for or pushing up a little bit too far has caused disastrous results as another goal coming out on the side of Pineapples. And I mean, I said it the best earlier, when it rains it pours. The Pineapples continuously berating the net with shots, finding another 2 goals.
Yeah, and we're starting to just see a lot of lapses in the defense from the Gravelords as well. I mean, that was a nice passing play upfield, and Marco did a good job setting it on target, but there was just no one back, and now Flip will get his first of the game off of the kickoff, and this one is starting to get away from the Gravelords.
They've scored about 3 kickoffs this way. I mean, the third man or whoever goes for that corner boost for this Gravelord squad needs to go back to net there in case that this, the hard sheet doesn't work out. We see it a little bit there, light kind of rotated back, but another shot and another goal just catching the Gravelords out in rotation on these kickoffs. It looks like the Gravelords cheating way too hard on that second man, and then their third man's pushing up after collecting the corner boost, and it's creating so many holes in the Gravelords defense, and Pineapples are just going to shoot the ball on net. There's nobody there. There's nothing that the Gravelords can do about not rotating correctly, and I mean, it's just showing. In 5 goals in 3 minutes, it looks exactly like game number 1 all over again, and it's very, very sad to see if you're on the side of Gravelords, if you're going with I might be speaking a little too soon. Crazy things happen in Forbidden Temple. An own goal out by Marco, gonna open up the gates just a little bit. Maybe the Gravelords can stick their foot in there and stop the bleeding, and maybe they can come back. There is 2 minutes left.
Yeah, Marco already has a hat trick in this one. I guess he just wanted another goal. It was on the wrong net, but he technically will pick up another as Luma, big demo there, light, not up quick enough as he's dunked away by Flip. Turn around, trying to get over to Squintle into the sidewall. Maybe a shot for Marco. He will just turn back. The Pineapples know that all they really need to do in this spot is hold their lead, and obviously they're up to 4 goals now, and that's going to be pretty easy to defend over the next minute and a half. But again, you said it, Ventus. Crazier things have happened, and Gravelords, we have seen some great mental from them being able to stay in this series. Obviously, the most clear description was between game 1 and 2, but the defense has to clean up as Flip will snipe this one downfield. Maybe a trip to South America upcoming.
Yeah, the Brazil is definitely in play here with 1 minute and 17 seconds left. I mean, we've been talking about Gravelords a lot this series, talking about the underdogs, hoping, praying that they can give us some good content. But man, the way that Pineapples are just able to score is insane to me. I mean, we're talking about 2 games where they've scored 6 or more goals, and even though they had that little bit of a dry spell, I mean, they scored 3 goals in game number 3, 8 in game number 1, and 6 in game number 4. I mean, that's still 15 goals on the series to Gravelords 3. I mean, well, 4 now, as I just, cast a curse myself again. But, I mean, this Pineapples team has been so good. And, maybe they aren't getting enough credit. Even though Gravelords are playing well, I mean, Pineapples are just playing better.
Yeah, the aggregate scoring right now is 17-4 in favor of Pineapples, which it is just insane. And Gravelords, we've seen some great hope from them as Luma will get a reset up high to cut the lead down to 3. I mean, this is a beauty of a shot. Squintle was free jumping for some reason. Unfortunately, it might just be too little too late.
Yeah, I mean, crazy things happen in Forbidden Temple. I can't say that we haven't seen a team score 3 goals in 30 seconds before. But I mean, with how good the Pineapples play, it's hard to see this happen. But I mean, again, it's not impossible.
Maybe something here for Sif. No, it'll be taken away by Flip. Light lobs it up. Sif and Light both up. The redirect will head to the backboard. The clear is made, and you got to feel like if one more big clear comes through, that might just be it. A miss there out front. Marco will get behind it, gets by one, has no boost. He's just carrying it. The Gravelords need to push it, but they have run out of time. There is just not enough left. This one taken away by Marco. That will be it. Pineapples will stay undefeated. They go 4-0. The perfect season is gone, but I feel like you can't complain about going 4-0 to start your season.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can't complain about going 4-0. The Gravelords really surprised me on how, competitive they were with the Pineapples. I mean, we talked about their record being 0-3. We did say that they were very close matches. And, they showed that they have the potential to be one of these great teams. But, I mean, Pineapples, flip 10-10, great defensive plays, great offensive plays, a lot of long ball goals, able to find the lapses in the rotation. I mean, Squintle, Marco, great plays, throughout the series, and a lot of kickoff goals on the side of Pineapples. It might be something that teams should look at if they're trying to play well into this Pineapple squad. Start hunkering down, start looking at some of your kickoff styles and seeing what maybe you should change. Maybe that might be an Achilles heel of Pineapples. They have scored a lot of kickoff goals. Maybe if you can cut those down, maybe the Pineapples seem a little bit easier to beat. That being said, they are so dominant.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw some weaknesses from the Pineapples, but some. We did not see a ton. They obviously, game 2 was tough. Game 3, it was getting a little bit out of hand, but again, it's just that explosive offense. They put up 3 goals in the final minute of game number 3 to turn it around, and that just shows how dangerous this team can be offensively. If your defense, if your midfield is not ready, they are going to catch you out. We saw it multiple times in there. So again, they'll move up to 4-0. Gravelords will start off their first 2 weeks 0-4. But again, I feel like that's not reflective of what this team can do.
Yeah, it definitely is not. I mean, we saw them hold Pineapples, who we highly regard as one of the top teams in Rival, to 0 goals for about 12 minutes of gameplay. I mean, across 2 games that they are able to fend the Pineapples off, and were able to take the lead in games, able to have that clutch overtime win in game number 2. So, I mean, if the Gravelords just work out a couple kinks, work out their kickoffs a little bit, they did seem very aggressive on kickoffs, and so if the aggression doesn't pan out, they just instantly concede. So if they can just work out a couple things, I mean, we could see this team still in the playoffs in the postseason.
Yeah, I would love to see the Gravelords really be able to turn it around. I think they have the potential to. And Pineapples, I'm expecting them to stay towards the top for a while. I'd be very surprised. I'm very surprised. I believe they take on Chimeras next. I believe that's their next matchup. We'll see how they do in that one. That should be another fun one to watch. But again, that is all we have from you guys tonight. Do want to give our quick shout out to the Nemesis premium subscribers. Big shout out to them over in the Discord. Flame Intruder, Jax, Messy Wiggle, as well as Neon Speed and Street Soul. Make sure to join up in the Discord, get some perks, get some insider info in the Nemesis Discord. But that being said, again, that is all we have tonight. Next week is Memorial Week, so we will be taking some time off. The Nemesis Gaming League will be back on June 2nd. Once again, June 2nd will be the next broadcast for Nemesis. I've been Jonas alongside Ventus Rockerman behind the scenes. We'll see you next time.
Infinite power.